That's right. That's right. Welcome, heroes. Welcome to Unsung Heroes. My name is Mike Mercadal. Breaking news. You're at Unsung Heroes live at the Creek in the Cave every Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you so much to the Creek in the Cave for letting us do this. This is Unsung Heroes. I fucked all that up. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome to Unsung Heroes. My name is Mike. I'm the host of an in-studio podcast called Zeros on Heroes, where I interview people about their heroes. But this is Unsung Heroes, where you guys get to be the heroes. And we're doing Unsung Heroes breaking news. Look, I'm not going to lie. I was struggling with stuff to talk about this week. I struggled with a theme, but I'll tell you why. It's because I want to talk about everything. There's too much going on. There have been trailers dropped that are very important to me, like Avengers Endgame. The John Wick 3 is out. There's the trailer for that. What was the other one we were talking about earlier? Which one? Stranger Things 3. Dumbo, of course. Also, lots of stuff happening. Us is coming out this weekend. I wanted to talk about that, but I couldn't think of a way to make Us a theme, so we're just going to talk about the movie itself and how awesome Jordan Peele is. It's all about togetherness in a horror way. There's a ton of stuff going on. Also, I want us to all try out our news anchor voices. So, at some point in each of your sets, we're going to do a breaking news, this just in, and you're going to have to give us a report. We're going to go on the scene on something that's happening in your life right now. You're going to give us the news report version of like something that's happened to you this week that you want to talk about. All right. Does everybody understand what's going on? Does everybody get the premise? At some point, we're going to go, we're all going to touch our ears. We're going to touch our ears like there's someone talking into it. And then we're going to do our announcer voices. Does that sound good for everybody? And then, let's see. I hope the internet, man, my internet's T-Mobile. Hey, how about this week's episode is not sponsored by T-Mobile. Not sponsored by T-Mobile. They are fucking up is what the problem is. Huh? Sponsored by all the other companies? Every other telephone company is sponsoring this episode tonight. Yeah. Even ones that don't exist anymore, like Singular and what were the other ones? Voice Stream. Correct. MCI. Wow, that's a deep cut. That is a deep cut MCI. Or were they the ones that you tell two friends and they tell two friends, the long distance people? Remember when we had to worry about that long distance? Like, hey, come to the phone. There's long distance. You only had a certain amount of time to talk on the phone. It's free nights and weekends. Remember that shit? All right. Well, breaking news. What do you say we got our first hero up on stage? Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the first story this evening, Steve Howes. Steve Howes. What's up, buddy? How's that mic? Is that on? Can you?
Boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
And that's how Steve Howes gets on the mic.
Yeah, I have some technical difficulties. It just cut to that little sign with the like test pattern. It says technical difficulties and a little cartoon with a cat unplugging something.
The camera like running away and the guy being like, oh.
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Steve, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Welcome to, you're our first pundit. Would that be a good way of making the news?
Talking head. But you are in person. You're in the studio with us. Oh, okay. That's okay.
You're not live via satellite. You're live via
in person.
Your body.
Yeah.
Do you have? So if you don't have anything in the news that you want to talk about right now, again, if it happened, if this will be irrelevant next week, I don't want to hear about it. If it's irrelevant, if it's like months old, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about current events. If you need any help finding an article to talk about. Or a meme. It can be that's the way millennials with their news is. You know,
of course.
It's all memes.
That's news to like 12-year-olds is memes.
Yeah. Honestly, it's become news. Like the Momo thing, the Momo challenge or whatever it was, like that they were doing for all the kids that were popping up on. Have you ever been on YouTube Kids? It's nightmarish. It is hellish.
Well, it's weird to just look at the generation that grew up on the internet and their brain is broken before it even got formed. Like, I know how the internet is actively destroying my brain every time I go on it, but like, like annoying orange and being like, okay, I don't understand that. Even when I was 8, that seemed like that would be a
Like
dumb thing.
I don't, and also, and here's one thing I'm afraid of how I would have enjoyed, like the videos of people making goop, or what is it called, slime. They're making slime.
Wow, what's that called? It's you talking about the one where it's like a fluid, but it's also like a liquid.
And then there's a bunch of shit in it, but like it's basically like what, like my friends who have kids,
solid.
they're either playing Fortnite, or they're watching. The younger one is watching slime videos, and it's like they just mix up a whole bunch of stuff together, throw a whole bunch of random objects. It's so weird, but I get it because it's very ASMR. It's very soothing, like the sounds and all that shit.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you so what is in the news this week that you would like to talk about, pop culture, current event style?
Okay, here we go. News, pop culture. Well, I guess this morning I did read an article about which it might be good all the time, but it was an article about gentrification.
Oh,
and how apparently DC has gentrified the most intensely.
Washington D.C. is the most intensely
gentrified, which it just makes sense to me. But like, I never thought of it as like the intensity of gentrification. Like it's like a weird meteorology term for just being like white people showed up.
We have
a squall.
Yeah, we have an urgent front of white people coming through. It is like that. Like it's a slow moving wave of raising property costs. You know.
Yeah. And like the difference between, I guess, DC gentrification and Baltimore gentrification was like Baltimore had poor white people.
Yeah.
So it was like you're just like moving some Polish dock worker to put your coffee shop up at.
Washington D.C. Also, there's talks about it going up to become a state, to the 51st state. They wrote something in to make it. I read an article. I'm not 100% sure. This is how the news should be delivered. A bunch of people saying, I think I heard about, because that's how it's shared.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody really knows what the news does. Like, first of all, it's 90% of what you're watching as air quotes news is opinions. Is like pundit. It's like news entertainment, like programming, like editorial shit.
That's why it's always usually terrible, because we're always like, what's going to kill me next?
Yeah.
Versus being like, hey, here's just like a nice thing that like is also happening in the community, a garden.
Yeah, that's one of the things I loved about Ron Burgundy about Anchorman. Like they do like you're going to be doing the cat fashion show article.
Yeah, or the squirrel jet skiing.
Yeah, the squirrel jet ski. I was like, where are those stories, CNN? Come on, give us some dumb bullshit.
Yeah, I guess that's always like, I feel like every week, once a week, they have like, this old person is still old. It's like 97 to 98. How did they do it? Whiskey, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Back to the latest stabbings at the school.
Right. It's always like, oh look, Al Roker there. This old lady's 105 years old. You look at this old lady, Smuckers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and the next story on it's like, mass shooting in New Zealand, blah blah blah. And it's just like, wow, that was a hard left you took. Do you have from where you're from? Where are you from originally?
Originally, I guess New Hampshire, but I moved here from Virginia.
New Hampshire.
Yeah. What?
That's the most energy expended for New Hampshire in a quarter mile.
Yeah.
What was the local news? There's always the good local news and then the bad local news.
Well, that's assuming a lot out of southern New Hampshire. All we had like so our newspaper, I believe, was like the Rockingham County Dispatch. I think that was it. But I didn't read newspapers. I was 11. And then we had, every local news station has like the character weather guy that everybody's oh, he's been on the news for like, 40 years. I forget the name of ours, but his thing, what? Al Caprillion. Yes, Al Caprillion. From the crowd, Al Caprillion. And he had like, I think his voice was kind of like this. It was like, oh, here comes the snow. Hey, look, there's the man on the mountain. Oh, he looks sad because we got more winter ahead. That's an approximation. I don't remember if that's how it actually went.
There was a guy in Miami.
Yeah? Okay, good. Yes.
There was a guy in Miami that left. He was the wacky weather guy. He even did like improv with one of the local improv.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a show that he did improv. This is the news. This is the weather guy. And I moved to New York, and he's fucking here. It's Lonnie Quinn from whenever the local news stations. You know what I'm talking about? Like CBS or whatever the fuck. It's this guy, Lonnie Quinn. Seeing your old, it's like it's worse than seeing your favorite player in the traded team jersey, like the wrong jersey.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about? I saw the weatherman at the
wrong. You used to tell me my school was closed. These fucking kids don't need to know. You don't get the same experience as me.
What do you know about New York weather? You're a Miami motherfucker. I know you. Oh, which one of us is right? Huh? Are you a traitor to Miami?
I did just remember another guy. So I moved here from Richmond. I lived like 10 years in Richmond. And there was a guy, a local news dude, who was just. It seemed like some intern kept him hip on Black Twitter, and that was his entire Facebook profile.
Was Black Twitter stuff?
Being kind of Black Twitter-esque, of being kind of like, I don't know how that's going to work, and just like talking about like, oh, this bike store is about to close, and he'd be like, I don't go for that. Or what was that? Ain't nobody got time for that. That's it. You're like, and it's like, what are you doing, balding 47-year-old?
I have to challenge you, Steve. Did you just do what's the fucking Hall & Oates song? I can't go for that. No, did you mix that up with I ain't got nobody got time for that?
I mean, look, Hall & Oates is also a black treasure. I'll be honest with you. Ask my aunts. Hall's Jerry curl was on point. No, it was Oates. It was Oates.
Oates had the Jerry curl and
nice,
the mustache.
Yes.
Hall they kept calling it Blue-Eyed Soul because he was white and singing like Motown songs.
Yeah, if you just sing from your diaphragm, you're Blue-Eyed Soul.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
He sings breaking news. We're going live out to the field. We have our field reporter, Steve Howes. Steve, what's going on in your life right now?
All right. Well, taking a look. Earlier today, I was at Trader Joe's. I was carrying a very heavy box, and a guy said, I said sorry because I was in the way with the box. He said, you don't have to say sorry, bro. And I wanted to cry. Later, we will find out what emotional stuff I need to work out under that.
So wait, so you were in a Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
And just because someone was kind to you?
Yeah. I've been like in the past couple weeks, I feel like I've been working through some things. Like I went to a strip club and then I was like kind of a dick and I was like, that's not okay, but it's a strip club, so when they take this money from me later, it makes sense. That's the balance.
Was this in New York?
It was Pumps. Yeah.
I've never been to a strip club in New York. I am also from Miami, South Florida, which is like the promised land of strip clubs.
Everything's except in fucking Florida, they're fully nude at the door.
Florida's wild. Florida's wild. But wait, so you just were mean, and then you felt it linger over into your daily life.
I don't know how to do strip clubs. That's what my thing is.
If you do, you're a dirtbag. You know, like if you're like the experienced strip club goer. That's a sign about you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I shouldn't know how to.
So it was buy me a drink. Or like, can I get I was like, she was like, I want a drink. Is it okay if I get a drink? And then I was like, do you have drink money? And then.
That's not being a dick. That's accurate to be like, no, thank you.
No, but that's like the thing that you would say, like, if you were not in a place of business. like that's the thing that like might be fun at a bar to say to
I don't know.
To say to like someone who's not on the clock, but you know what it is at a strip club.
I will not reveal how much of my past life is affiliated with strip club and the behind the scenes knowledge.
You're a bouncer. You were a bouncer.
Shut up. But what? But what I'll say is that the
tall,
behind the scenes,
it's
all it is. It's all a game. It's all a scam.
Yeah.
She's doing business too, so you don't have to be like a dick about it, but you also can,
understand.
That's not the worst thing that you probably have done. And like she probably didn't even register it as.
Well, she walked off, but later I need to break.
She wanted to get that money,
Yeah, she wanted. So I need to break bills, and she's like, "Oh, I got change," and so I gave her a 10, and then just kept walking, and I was like, "Yep."
Yeah.
And I wasn't angry. I was like, okay. Yep.
You shouldn't go to.
Should have been.
Steve, I'm going to say this. You should not be going to strip clubs in New York City. That's like big leagues. You got to go to like go
and
to
Pumps?
Long Island. Go to.
Yeah, that's
Pumps is
towards
JV?
Bushwick. Well, it's not. It's not in Bushwick. It's like East Williamsburg, Bushwick. Yeah, that's it's off the L.
Oh,
It's
okay. I see what's happening.
yeah. It's not Manhattan. It's like one of the 4 clubs in Brooklyn.
Oh,
I can't wait till my
I
girlfriend listens to
completely
this.
take everything back. You were 100% in the right to say whatever the fuck you wanted. You're
I
fine.
don't know. When you show at the happy hour,
Yeah, you know what? You know what you're getting.
everybody's playing on a C grade.
Yeah.
Everybody's like the minor leagues.
You're fine. Yeah, we
As
got some
attendees and workers.
we got some AAA ball happening. It's okay. What would you like, Steve? Thank you so much for being here. What would you
Yes.
like to promote before you go?
This Sunday I'll be at Mad Tropical 8:00 on the Bushwick Bears show.
Oh yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at Steve Howes. Also, I'm gonna be at Soho Playhouse April 4th. That's 10:00.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Steve House. You're gonna slide on over. Just leave that mic right there. Coming up next, breaking story. We have Eric Heredia. Bing, put the bang, 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 fancy pressure noise. What's up, buddy?
Good, Steve.
Make sure that one's on as a.
We good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah.
Eric Heredia, how much? Not how much? How are? I'm thinking of the strip club situation. How much money did you lose at the?
I don't spend money at a strip club.
No.
You got to run out.
You gotta,
Get your dance and get the fuck out real
and
quick.
you get barred
It's
from
not
every.
an official discount. Just got to be quick with it.
Eric, breaking news. Thank you for being here.
No, always. I love you guys.
Is there anything in the current 24-hour news cycle that you want to talk about that is on your
Okay.
mind? What are you the expert of today?
Oh, today? I don't know. Saludos. Bienvenidos a What Happened News. Traducido en español. Funciona SAP. Right? Brought to you by Pepto Bismol.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever, like shit like that, right?
Colgate. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite Spanish chain.
Plus o plus.
But Pepto Bismol is still Pepto Bismol.
Yeah.
But Colgate turns into Colgate,
Yeah,
which I love.
it just comes out of nowhere.
I love it.
Maybe at the 99-cent store, they got the one with the tilde on it.
Yeah. No, but that's
about
the
it.
one. The Colgate was also, I remember Colgate always being a sponsor of Sábado Gigante.
Oh, yeah. They used to
And,
be big on that.
and that's back. So Sábado Gigante was like a throwback show when you think about it to like the 50s when it was they would do the ads live.
In-house. Yeah.
They would do. They wouldn't cut to commercial. They would just do the sponsorship there.
They did an extremely good job.
That show is for
Based on what I know about a Gigante, was it?
Can you
got
say?
it.
Yeah,
Thank
you got it.
No.
Yes, yeah.
No. Thank you, Eric. I did need that. I need to be cultured. New Hampshire. I grew up in New Hampshire. So I assume the Colgate ad was just a woman in a shimmering dress being like,
There was a dude. There was like the host dude. The host dude.
Yes.
He had no. The shimmering dress was El Chacal.
El Chacal.
El Chacal was the guy with the trumpet that when they would do like, so it was like the Gong Show where they would have like people come out and do talents, different singing or whatever, and if they sucked. El Chacal was a guy in all black, and
He
then
would
eventually
come
it became all glittery.
Yeah, they put trim on it.
Yeah, they put like
was only,
glittery
like,
on it.
glitter.
Uh-huh.
And he had a trumpet, and then so if you sucked, all of a sudden it would just be like, and it would just be like interrupting you, and then
The whole crowd. be like, "Fuera!"
okay,
Yeah.
it's like the Sandman. It's like the Sandman at Apollo.
Yeah, we got our own.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love it. Ethnicities, we're so mean when you're not talented.
Every-
similar.
every culture's got a heckle monster.
Yeah.
Every culture.
Ours had a black hood.
He was like the executioner. He was the executioner. Yeah. With a trumpet, whatever. So did you want to talk about something in Latin American Spanish news?
I don't watch the news. That shit's depressing as fuck.
It is depressing. How do you, if you, like, I had to limit my intake on the actually hearing of President Trump's voice. Like, I had to limit it because it was genuinely affecting my psyche because I would just get, like, filled with such rage at, like, how dumb he was, like how stupid. Like
Yeah.
if any other person talked to you like that, you'd be like, you're a fucking moron, you know? So I had to shut it off. I had to stop listening to it.
I choose to not listen to him so much that he sounds in my head like every impression of him that I hear from every comedian.
Right, yeah. It
Yeah,
becomes,
That's as good as it gets.
His
I found.
accent to me, like, at some point I couldn't even listen to other people in Queens. Like, there was other, like, I would, like, listening to
Oh,
Action
yeah.
Bronson for too long sounded too Queens and, like, Donald Trump. Yeah. It was
That's
like,
funny.
that same pattern.
That's very funny. Yeah. It's true that because that New York, I hate that he's a representative of this town, but I guess it's pretty exact. It's like precise that he should
there's a
be the
guy.
representative of this fucking town. So, how do you get your news? Like, how do you stay informed?
Facebook.
The worst
The
possible
truth.
way to
The
do
truth.
that. Yeah.
It's the truth. It's
What's-
like it teaches you exactly what you want to avoid in life.
what to avoid.
100%.
Okay. What is
That
the,
is also news.
yeah. What's the craziest, dumbest shit that you've seen on there?
On Facebook,
Yeah. Like, what's the latest dumb thing that's being spread around?
for some reason, people are wasting a 24-pack of craft singles and throwing that shit at either their kid or their dog.
Oh, that's true. They throw it at
That's a waste
cats.
of food.
I saw the cat. Yeah, where,
Those
they-
are funny as fuck.
where the cat like has its
They
face
just
smushed
freeze.
down
For
and they
some
freeze.
reason, cucumbers and cheese just locks cats up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they be all fucked up at a
Like if cats came out to be the
I'll be
ultra
honest-
aliens, it's like we're good.
I'll
We
be
know how
honest.
to
Too
lock
much
them down.
cheese and I get locked up too. You know what I'm saying? I have trouble with the
Can't poop.
boom boom.
Cats and Mercadal.
Yeah, cats and Mercadals.
We know how to rock.
It's a
Is that
family.
another
It's a
podcast?
Cats and Mercadal.
Cats and the Mercadal.
I would do like a real snit, like a short version of that as a podcast where I genuinely do like a cat breed review
Oh my god.
and just like wholeheartedly, like full empathy, like talk
Yeah.
about the love I have for this breed, like almost like forget it. Now I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
This room will look a
We'll
lot
edit.
different.
Yeah, I'll edit that part out.
Yeah, this room is gonna be completely
Yeah.
different.
So you get all of your news through viral videos and memes.
No, I actually read shit, but I choose not to like dive in as much as like other individuals.
Do you get a lot on your Facebook feed of like flat out like the conservative, crazy right wing people?
No, I spread it out. Like I don't mind listening to crazy people as much as like people that I am kind of on par with.
Okay.
Just it's perspective.
Yeah,
That's
because
all
there's
it is.
sometimes I'll see stuff about like where it's these people are crazy. They're not on my feed, but I'll go onto like a subreddit of like on Reddit someone will post like they're crazy. They're trying to sell something and someone's like a crazy like what's called choosy beggars. Where they'll be like, yeah, this thing costs $1,000. Can you give it to me for $500? And like, no. Oh, but it's for a kid and they have cancer. Oh, you ruined my kid's Christmas. Like they get really picky and then they're like, oh, I'll sell it to you for a discount. And like, also you got to drop it off at my house, loser. And it's like, what? There's a whole.
I see where your head's at.
But there's a whole thing of like insane people online, and it's just for reference. Where it's like, okay, at least we're not in crazy town where they're
That's
just
like the service road of white entitlement. That's what that
Yes.
sounds like. Just like running parallel to actual.
it's bonkers. Look it up.
That's
It's crazy.
insane.
No, it's like I used to have fun at the cafe that I used to work at because I don't pay for Pandora on purpose because there's a lot of unspoken communication that you can get from commercials, right?
Okay, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
like, if all of a sudden a commercial comes up and we're like, "Oh, join the army," I'm like, "Okay, that's where culturally we're kind of at. That's what you know. What I'm saying? Like, people don't get shit like
That's
that.
where the money is. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, all right, cool. That's where you want us to be at right now. That's where you pumping out right now.
So-
But most people go advertisement free, so they don't get that
Yeah.
perspective.
Well, the only commercials I see now are like on Hulu. Yeah.
Exactly. People that can't pay for
Right.
$1 for Pandora.
They
It's
want
like,
poor
hey,
people.
all right, in between like Hall and Oates and some fucking shit. It's like, I think
But I'll
I
tell you
might
that
join.
one of the things also is that like the only ads I see now are on like Hulu or whatever, and they're targeted. So I will see different ads than you will see, and it tells you a lot about yourself. Where like, oh, the internet thinks I'd be really into some online college, and I'm like, that's because they know I don't have a degree. Those motherfuckers, they know.
Yeah.
You know what's trippy? You ever got like a Spanish commercial?
Yes, I get them all the
Yo,
time.
that shit is trippy as fuck. I'm like, how the fuck you know? I know, like, I've been watching some Spanish shit, so all of a sudden it's
That-
like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Mine is because at some point I think that my phone number is connected in there and it's in Miami. So because of my phone number is from
Guaranteed.
Miami, I would be on everywhere, and it's one of those things where like they're listening. You know that they're the whole idea that they know where you are. They know where I'm from. They know my history. Like, how dare you? And then there's like an ad pops up, and I hate it when they're right. When I'm like, oh fuck, I do need that.
He's like, join us in Hail Aliyah High.
Yeah.
You know,
no, like where all of a sudden they'll advertise for like, Lysol spray disinfectant, and I've been sick for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, fuck, how did they know I was sick so much?
Well, even like I feel like Facebook's gotten a little more savvy now, but when they first started with the targeted ads, where you would just get like all these random T-shirts that say, if you grew up in X, like if you grew up in Plastow, you know what it is. And
born
it's
in August.
Yeah,
exactly.
Real badasses
real men
are
born in August.
Born in August, got big trucks or whatever, like something super specific.
Yeah, exactly.
From Dade County. I remember I would get that a lot because my shit was still from Miami.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
I wanted to. Part of me wants to buy one of those targeted shirts. Like, I just think that's so dumb. Like, it's so funny, but then you look at the price and they're like $40.
As soon as you do that, you will get more advertisement.
That's very true.
Guaranteed.
As soon as you click on anything. But sometimes Amazon is right. Sometimes like, fuck, I do want that wireless.
Yeah, how you feel about
charger.
Amazon and the debacles? Them coming here and shit.
Well,
I think it was good. It was going to be good and bad depending on who you are. It'd be like if you're like if you live out there, you're fucked. Like if you live anywhere near that place, the rent's going to go up, especially because it's so many rental property. Yeah, the whole thing was a nightmare from the word go, but it's also a nightmare that a company that big exists, like in like where it can do that. It's weird. It's like, yeah, there's a drone army. There's a
Is
fucking
that the
drone
scariest
army.
part about it?
Yeah,
The army that came with it?
the army that came with. Well, no, and also there was a lot of like Jeff Bezos also
Hudson
like.
Yards got a bit of a pass.
Yeah, why did they get a pass?
Exactly.
I don't know, but I think
Manhattan. It's less.
They
It's
built
less,
like
there's less of a
$100
culture.
million staircase.
Yeah,
Like that's less of a culture though in Manhattan.
that
though.
basket thing. What's it
What?
called? What's that thing called? The vessel. That's what
It's
it's
a
called.
$100 million staircase.
Yeah.
You want to
What
go to
was
the
there
gym?
before like Hudson's Yard became
Nothing.
Hudson Yard?
Damn near nothing. They built out platforms over train stations to make it happen.
Well, there it is.
That's
it's kind of how like Barclays took over Atlantic Yards or whatever was there, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We
Breaking
get basketball
news.
and Jay-Z with that.
Yeah,
Breaking
sure,
news. We're going out to the field to our news reporter, our field reporter, Eric Heredia.
Oh my goodness.
Giving us his update on
Oh, my
what's
goodness.
happening in his life right now.
Saludo. Welcome to What Happened News. Today in action.
What's happening in your life right now?
En mi vida, what was popping is nap time. When's the appropriate time to catch some Z's?
Ooh,
I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning and try and live a functional life. So 1 or 2 o'clock, maybe I can sleep for like an hour. Una hora. That sounds good?
And now, if you're one of those people that can only nap an hour and not have it fuck up the rest of your day, more power to you. That
You
like,
wake up, un cafecito, take a shower.
yeah.
You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I do that in the summer. That whenever I like the second I walk out of my house, I start sweating immediately. The second I walk in, it's just like close off into the shower, like to cool. You know what I mean? Like because you got like it's just too
You gotta
gross.
get that like that layer of filth off of you.
You gotta get it off you.
I
That's-
think you should at least take your clothes off, hands on the hip like a superhero. Look around for a bit and then shower.
and then yes,
Yeah,
of
just
course.
give yourself a little
I'll keep that in mind.
I live alone in my apartment. I'm naked often, and all I do is just stand in like Superman pose, superhero pose in front of him.
Shower.
I'll do the helicopter and everything.
Oh, that's a little much.
So
I didn't
you
ask
do
for
the
all that.
slapper, you make some
That
noise.
is not part of the breaking news, but
That is
apparently
not-
Mike Mercadal loves helicopters.
Yeah, why not? It's fun. But have you ever seen those little baby elephant gifs also on Reddit where they just are learning how to use their trunk and you can just see like a baby? I was like, yeah, it's like that. It's just fun to have an appendage.
Too much information here in What Happened News.
There's no such thing.
Trunkspin.com. That's where you go.
Trunk spin. Trunk spin. Isn't that a service where they send clothes to your
I'm
It's just
I'm
a-
Ron Spinners.
Damn.
wait, so are you asking when is an appropriate time to take a nap, or is it you have become a nap person?
I become a super nap person.
Yeah.
Like, officially like 4 hours equals a nap.
4 hours.
Yeah, look it up. 4
God damn.
hours is an official nap. And to me, I thought that was bedtime.
Wait, an official nap. Is there a governing body for naps?
Yeah, look it up. Be like, Google, how long can I sleep more before I should just like wake up and go back to sleep? And it's like 4 hours is
Oh,
considered
I see what you're
nap.
saying. Yeah, like after a certain amount of time, you should just be sleeping.
Yeah, you think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. 4 hours is the max.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
then you're not napping. You're just sleeping.
Yeah, nah. I try to keep it to like an hour and a half.
I am a nap aficionado as well, but depending on how much time I have, it's like I have to set an alarm to wake myself up from a nap. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
you
down
that's
for
a
the
must.
count.
That's a must.
Yeah,
Gotta do
That's
it.
a must. Especially
Or
you.
just, get into stimulants in the second half of
Nurses
your
are
day.
extremely overworked, and that's in the news. My homegirl's like piloting a lot of that shit. Tracy
Wait,
Kwan?
what?
Tracy Kwan. I don't know if you know her, but I'll link you guys together. She's trying to fight for you guys and your rights.
Oh, there's a whole lot going on with the union and all that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of medical. That's in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you pulled off a real one.
Yeah, it happens from time to time.
I was like,
I'm
I
making
thought-
around.
I thought he was talking about somebody on Scandal.
It's
I
not
don't
all
know
just
what-
Facebook fluff.
Well, thank you so much for being here. What would you like to
Glad.
promote before you go?
Oh, I did the Terradome podcast with like Doc Duran. You know,
Oh,
So,
you did that.
come listen out
What's it
Elvis,
called?
yeah.
The Terradome?
Terradome with Elvis. We kind of kicked it with Frank and just shot some shit, old school New York style. So if y'all want to listen, just hit that up.
All right.
And yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Heredia. Coming up next, breaking news, AJ Thompson. What's up, buddy?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am AJ Thompson. This is the 8 o'clock or 8:57 news.
8-ish news live from the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City,
AJ
Queens.
Thompson with Deportes.
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 Sí.
Do you have...
Basketball.
Yeah. Is that... do they say baloncesto in the news?
Yeah, if they're talking about basketball, I guess straight up, yeah.
I mean, yes, of course. Yeah, no, but they're calling the wrong thing.
Wait, how you say it in Spanish? I've never known. Is
What,
it how you say basketball? in Spanish?
Baloncestos.
It's ball basket instead of basketball.
Wait, how you say? How you
It's
say?
like incestuous balloons.
Okay,
Baloncestos.
Baloncesto.
Yeah.
Okay, That's fine.
But I love that baseball is still just baseball.
It's baseball.
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 Yeah. Colgate. AJ, what?
Toothpaste.
Yeah. It's big. It's culturally big.
There's a ton of those English the transliteration where it's just like English words said with a
Because you used to
Spanish
do the
accent.
commercials for them all the time. I see. Yeah.
Huh?
So you used to do the commercials for them all the time, right?
I'd done Spanish language stuff in Miami, but I had to do a car commercial and but it wasn't like the Sunday come out with your APR financing. I didn't have to do that.
Domingo.
No, I did. It was like for
the
it
amount
was.
of Spanish I know.
That's a long story, but I got fucked over on that commercial. But it was for Infinity. It was for a car commercial. What is happening in the current news cycle that you want to talk about? It could be pop culture. Which genre are you going? News are you going?
I guess what has happened? There's a couple things, but
Do you want to go? I have the current top stories.
all right,
Give
well,
me- I can get one for you if
let
you're
me
coming to play.
throw these two out there, and then you give me one of the top stories.
Gotcha.
So the obviously the college scandal. That's
Yes.
a fun one.
Ooh, on Becky.
And then this is a thing that just happened. I saw on the internet yesterday. I guess there was a black lady whose kid died because a cop was going about 94 miles an hour and crashed into her car. And
Oh my
the
God.
cop did not get charges, but the lady did because I guess she didn't have the kid secured tight enough in the car seat properly or whatever.
Oh, because
I know I just made it real
that was
sad,
a
but
reason.
that's the wildest shit I ever saw in the news in my entire life. That a cop could kill somebody's baby, and they charged the lady with the cop killing her baby.
Well, he was coming down the wrong side of the road. Was he lights and sirens or something like that?
I don't even know. I didn't even catch all that. I just saw.
I
that
might be mixing-
It was just enough of fuck shit.
Here's how
that
fucked
I was
up.
like, what?
Here's how fucked up that is. I might be talking about a different story where a cop was
Honestly,
driving
when
bad
I googled it,
and
it
killed
was like
somebody.
two. It seemed like there was two different stories happening, and I was like, I need this specific one, so I didn't look into the other one.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did you
So-
hear? There was a story in Miami actually where one of the highway patrol officers arrested one of the city cop people, from the Miami City Police Department, for speeding on the highway. Like a cop busted another. It was like a cop on, and there's video of it because the guy was like, the guy who was speeding and the city cop was on like out of it. Everything was by the book
Why was the city cop speeding?
because he was an asshole. He wasn't even responding to a call or anything. No lights and sirens.
Well,
He was
then
just-
he should be pulling.
he was
him
just
over.
driving in Miami, and everybody in Miami drives like an animal.
Yeah.
But the point being is that started like this huge rivalry between the two the two departments.
Why
There could have
are
been
you
a
speeding if
police
you don't-
gang war.
Turf wars.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Florida's a trip.
Yeah.
Florida.
Do you? What was the other? Those are the two stories.
That was 2 stories, right? I said 2, right?
Yeah. No. I
College
just.
scandal and that one. Yeah.
Well,
that
the college scandal was on the list.
Be
It's-
careful, Mike. Be careful what you give him, Mike. This is AJ. This might be the last podcast.
It won't be that.
Don't open
bad.
it up
It's
too
gonna
much.
be bad.
Yeah, don't open them up too much.
No, here it's wiretaps, emails, and checks. Parents in the college admissions scam face a tough legal fight.
You know what's
because
wild?
there's 100% a paper trail. Like there is nothing but paper trail on this shit.
Yeah, I
like
mean-
they're writing checks.
Why you think we got
Why are you writing
email?
checks in 2019?
Why
What
you
the
think
fuck?
we
No
got
one keeps
email now?
records
It's so
like
they
that.
can keep track of us, man.
Oh, are you one of those?
No, I just
Yeah.
thought it'd be funny. to
One of
say.
those free thinkers that I don't even have my plumbing connected to the
I mean,
city.
how else
'cause-
are you supposed to? The only way you could talk to somebody and not have anybody have a record of it is if you talk to them in person. Otherwise, the fucking Pony Express had a record of your shit, man.
Yeah, you're right. I can't state that as a fact, but that sounds
That
accurate.
sounds right.
That sounds right.
But yeah, the college shit. That's my favorite thing of it because it's just like I looked up like all of the names I got arrested, and it's like the first time I ever seen like equality in crime. It was like so many women getting arrested. Like college
Ooh.
coaches,
Interesting.
like rich ladies. I was like, oh my god, finally we getting close. We're not there yet, but we getting close.
There's a hell of a lot of silent yes.
Yeah.
We getting there. We
It's-
getting close.
It is.
We're not
It is
there
100%
yet, though.
true that the first people that were the faces of this
Yeah,
article
that is unfortunate because
were
it's two celebrities.
It's Felicity
which
Huffman
I would rather not be
and
the case, but
and
yes.
Becky, Lori
Yeah,
Loughlin
and Becky
from
and-
Full House.
Yeah, which is funny because her kids sound like the worst.
Yo, those kids sound so fucking stupid.
Like you shouldn't have wasted your
They made- and
your
they got-
prison time on
the
them.
fact
is
that
what- I
the-
wouldn't have wasted no prison time on them.
Wasn't it crazy that like the easiest memes and videos that you could put out there for Aunt Becky were just episodes of Full House?
Yes, there was an
So simple.
episode where Uncle Jesse tries to get the twins into a good preschool,
Yeah.
and Aunt Becky was like, "You really
was
shouldn't be
effortless. It was like,
dishonest." And it was straight up after. Yeah, it was very funny.
And I'm still wondering because they still have in charge Felicity Huffman's husband,
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy, which is hilarious.
He might not be on any of the checks.
Of course not. But it's like hilarious because
Yeah.
like I remember like when I was like going to school and like my mom was trying to get me in all these like special programs and like my mom would be like we would go to all these things, you know, it'd be like after school, like 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we get home late. And my dad would be like, I ain't going to that shit. And I'm like, oh my God, that is William A. He's like, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck them damn kids. Whatever. I'm rich. They can just use my money. I don't care. Like
Wow.
that's how my brain.
You think he was like, yo, sure, honey, you run the household.
Like
sound
it sounds
It
like
did.
he had a little bit more, you know, like like he was in it more than that.
Right. But you know what
it's
the
still not probably gonna get in
you know
trouble
what the reality is that this is bargain basement rich people shit.
Yeah.
This isn't even
Well,
rich people
well,
shit.
because
This is
Yeah.
modern. Yeah, 100%.
well, this is even on top of that. It's
Donate
like
a fucking
I
library.
was looking at all the people, and most of the people that are in trouble are mostly from like California and Nevada. So it's like that's West Coast bargain basement rich people shit. Because the East Coast motherfuckers kind of know how to do the shit already.
Yeah.
East
Yes,
is
I would
long
imagine
time
so,
money
yeah.
out
I
here.
keep telling
They know how to
people,
run
yo,
this shit.
California want to
It's
leave.
new money out there and it's old money out here. So it's like, oh, okay. So these motherfuckers.
It's also celebrity money, and I'm not to say anything against.
well, Massimo, I don't know what the fuck he does, but
he's
Yeah, super huge.
I don't know what he does. What does a designer do?
Look, there's
Does
a
he,
very
is
real.
he drawing the shit still at this point? Because he's too rich.
Yeah,
I don't go
Massimo.
to Target like that.
First of all, as a child,
Alex Murray with the duds.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he's not like famous. So like he
yeah.
Yeah, he's hood
again
famous.
he's not that
Hold
bad.
He's hood famous.
Everybody settle. I think I understand what you're saying. Him as a person.
That's like modern day FUBU, kid.
Hold on.
Like I would not know who he is, but for Aunt Becky.
What I'm saying is that his brand is very famous, but
Sure.
you don't know that him as a person
Yeah,
is a
no.
guy. You don't know
No.
him.
I'll be
You
like,
don't see his
oh my
face.
God.
All right, guys, settle. We
I
don't have
thought
to,
Aunt Becky
we don't have
could've
to
done
murder
better.
Like, I
AJ
remember-
after this show.
I remember Johnny Versace because he got killed, not because I had I wasn't old enough to buy blue jeans or red jeans or whatever. You know?
What? All right, I'm not
That
gonna
was
listen.
his perfumes. I don't know if y'all remember those.
Oh.
At the time, my parents had them, so I remember late. I was like, "Oh, this is that dude that got killed." Oh, okay, but that's.
I know that.
different.
I only know like a lot of. I'm not a fashion person at all. Like get out of town. Get out of town. I know it's hard to believe. I'm not. I don't. I used to have to pay attention to stuff, but I only know like the nicest clothes at the cheapest clothing stores. You know what I mean? Like whatever the Marshalls
I
brands
just go
are.
to Uniqlo because that's where I used to work, and it's simple enough for me to buy shit there.
I've said it many times. I am up for a Queer Eye makeover situation. I want one of those like dress me appropriately
you're
shows.
not sad enough.
You really
to
want to go
find me.
there?
You're not. You're not sad enough for Queer Eye.
Give
man.
Toby that
Am I-
license.
I'm too clean.
Yeah, man.
I can
You got too
dirty
much,
it up.
You got too much together for Queer Eye.
Yo, Toby, he said you good. Do him up.
I'm good. Yeah. What?
Do him up.
Somebody dress me appropriately.
You got confidence. It's too. You're not.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
I know. Yeah. I kind of.
It's all about acceptance.
I mean, and it's raining, so he probably didn't want to wear good shoes
It's
in the rain.
functional gear. We're adults.
Guys, I think this has turned the eyes on me a little too much. I am not a fan of what's happening.
So the news.
Do not. Oh wait, do we have breaking news? Oh fuck. Breaking news. We're going out live to the field. Out in the field, our field reporter AJ Thompson. What is happening in your life right now? No, don't do that.
There's a blizzard.
That was a lot of farts. What's going on right now, Mike? I am in my bathroom with my girlfriend, asking her to look in my butthole and tell me if that thing I'm thinking is a cut or if it's worse. Back to you.
Wait, should have bought
That
the
was
two-ply,
my
Mike.
real life Saturday.
You know what? That's the sign of a strong relationship, I think. Here's what I heard. I'm in a vulnerable position, and the one person I turn to is a woman that I care for deeply. I'm not going to say love. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. But
You can say both.
Yeah, but you've been with this girl for a long time, long enough where you feel comfortable. You're like, look at my open asshole.
Please.
And tell
don't
me-
make fun of it. And don't tell me what's back there except
Yeah.
for this specific
Not
thing.
even
I
as
just
like,
asked you. Please.
yeah, not in a sexual way, but I need you to objectively look at my asshole. I need you to inspect my asshole.
It's like not much has to be said. It's just like a quick tap on the ass. Be like, you're good.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
a little like tap tap, like you're telling the cab they can go by hitting it on their
Thank you.
It is like
Bobby,
you're
you're
good to go.
good to go.
Yeah, you bang on the side.
Bibi,
You're good to go.
You're good to go. You're good.
Yeah. Wait, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, cool.
Thank you, sweetheart.
We was
No,
good.
look, I'm getting over. I had the flu, and I'm still getting over that stuff. Guys, 2 weeks no smoking. 2 weeks no smoking. I'm very proud of myself.
Congratulations.
My man,
And,
Mike, yes.
But I am so old now that my body hurts itself while trying to heal from the smoking. So now it's like, guess what? Surprise! You have acid reflux now, or something is happening. You know, like I can't.
I got so hungover the other day. I had acid reflux for 2
It's-
days.
it's not
I said,
fun.
Is this what my life is now?
Yeah.
Is this what it is?
Well,
I'm
that's-
not ready.
That's one of the
I'm not
things.
even 30 yet.
That's one of the things that like like when you get to a point where suddenly you're like any new pain, you're like, well, this is what kills me. This is it. This is the one. You know, like, oh, my knee hurts. Well, they're taking my leg. Here we go.
That's it. That's a wrap for my
AJ, thank
life.
you so much for being here. What would you like to promote before you go?
Just the creek in the cave.
The Creek in the
Long Island
Cave
City,
in Long Island City,
1093
Queens.
Jackson Avenue. And follow me at AJ the Humorist on Instagram and Twitter, and check out my podcast, Anchor Babies.
Is that one out?
It is out. Yours came out on Monday.
Oh, I gotta go listen.
I'll
Everyone needs to
send it
go
to you.
check
I'll
out
send it to you.
Anchor Babies
Yeah.
on iTunes and all the
I'm probably
like.
gonna submit it to these things for money, so I'm not promoting it too heavily because I'm like, I wanna get this money.
You want to get the money after you promote. It's a catch-22 because you need to promote it in order to get the money.
Well, no, it's like this thing where they're like, Google is like, all right, submit your thing and we'll give you money for it. And it could be like at any stage of production. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't want to promote it too much. That way they don't think, all right, he's doing good enough. We don't need to give him.
Oh, you got to be you got to be like
Yeah.
me for the makeover show. You got to be just sad enough where they pick you up.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not
that.
sad enough.
Yeah.
Just like quitting smoking.
Just like quitting I don't. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for AJ Thompson. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for breaking news, Alex Murray.
Hey Mo,
What's up, buddy?
what up?
What up?
What'd you call him?
Hey Mo.
Amo.
I'll take it
I like it.
all day.
You
I
got
feel like Amo in my sweet designer T-shirt that I just learned out.
Massimo.
Ooh.
Is that really a Massimo t-shirt?
I'm a fashion man. Yeah,
The fashionista.
I bought it at Target.
As a child of the 90s, Massimo was everywhere. Like, that was a big brand back in the day. For real? It was Massimo, Stussy.
Sure,
Stussy?
Stussy.
Yeah. I was the
Okay.
All the shit you could get
Fuck,
at
man.
Pac Sun in the
Pac
mall.
Sun in
Yeah.
the mall was
Suko.
yeah.
Where y'all was at? Y'all know Parasuco and Carl Kanai and y'all
What?
see? All right, so
No.
I'm just black. I'm black. It's fine. Y'all, I see what happened.
Don't know.
It's I'm
This
black
is-
and y'all not
Don't know.
black. Okay.
Boy,
I'm sorry.
really,
I'm sorry.
there's
Go ahead,
certain
continue.
hey, look, there's certain things I don't necessarily agree or disagree with, but not acknowledging it as true would be wrong because I don't believe that there should be two Americas, but I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
it's like-
I that's why I was like, who the fuck is Massimo? This whole time I didn't know he existed. And it's because I was black. It's fine.
But I was also like when I was real young. It was in the '80s. There was Z Cavaricci's and Edwin Jeans and
But
shit.
I only know about Z Cavaricci's because of
Lost
Eddie
me.
Murphy.
Z Cavaricci's was Eddie Murphy as fuck. Yeah.
He made
was-
like a joke
yeah.
about it. And I was like, oh, okay. Z Cavaricci. That's fine.
I will say this: I had Z Cavaricci shorts, which if you look at them, they look like pantaloons. They look like billowy pantaloons.
Nice.
Yeah.
You could just say, what's that? What's the capris? You could just say capris.
Caprice.
No, you gotta. Yeah, they were really. Yeah,
They
were
culottes?
sexy. They were a culotte style.
There you go.
Alex, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. Breaking news.
I'm here.
What in the news? Do you have something an article that you want to talk about?
I just pulled up my news homepage. It's you guys might have heard of it. It's it's where the real news come from. Infowars.com.
Oh no. Oh.
So yeah, I'm real worried.
Turning the frogs gay.
I'm real worried about this hepatitis B vaccine endangering infants and
Oh, are they doing anti-vax stuff?
Oh, yeah,
I can't
man.
believe they're still on the anti-vax stuff, man. I am shocked and amazed at
It's their bread and butter, baby.
good news that Trump has a huge lead over Democratic rivals among white working class voters. Sure, great news.
Yep, yeah.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Is he up for a vote soon?
Yeah, something's happening.
Okay.
well, they didn't
Not really.
they didn't put him up against the other who's gonna run against Trump in the primaries so Jeb Bush said he was
Yeah.
gonna
Is this really?
Wait, no, for real.
God, are we in a state?
Low energy, Jeb. You can't come back from that nickname, baby. It's over for you.
Jeb.
Jeb.
No, low energy, Jeb.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. That might be that. There's a lot of Republicans who are just let's everybody calm the fuck down. I'm not the centrist.
They don't have a
conservatives.
voice. That's why they centrist.
Yeah, but but there was no other
You don't
option.
have an opinion?
They'll never I
You
know
just
people.
buy Massimo and fucking watch Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit. You don't have opinions.
Yeah.
Info. That's all it's saying.
That's all that's on there.
Infowars.com.
Do you have? do you-
Infowars is redneck Queer Eye. That's what it is.
Whoa, that's interesting. Do you have? There's a
Instead
lot of layers
believing in
there.
yourself and-
Do they
and
have
be
a
all about
Bobby that
love.
builds everybody's
Hey.
house too and doesn't get enough screen time? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh man. Poor Bobby. Right. Oh man, working his ass off.
I will say this, and again, I do
Yeah, I
not
said
want to
Bobby.
be murdered after the show. I don't watch. I've never seen an episode of Queer Eye.
They literally there was like a schlubby dude who worked at a summer camp and they made him wear the outfit that you have got on. And they were like, "You look good now." And they cut
Wait, to
they
what I'm
cut
wearing right now?
They cut his hair to about your hair length and they trimmed his beard to about your beard. You look like
Am I
what
ideal
they
queer guy?
think- yeah.
Queer eye,
That's what I'm saying.
queer,
You're too
you are
good.
Queer Eye guy.
You're too good for queer.
I'm the after.
Yeah.
You're the
I am
after.
so
the after,
sad
buddy.
for the before. This is terrible.
Oh, he didn't wear deodorant.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
didn't
this
wear
dude, this
deodorant.
dude lived in an RV behind a cabin at a summer camp,
And he had an apartment.
Yeah,
He had an apartment and
He
lived in
just
an
changed
RV
it.
behind the summer camp.
it was comfy,
Also,
man. It
wait.
had his musk. He liked it.
hold on. I think I might be sliding into the after because I've been looking into the van life sites a lot.
Well, just don't, and then you won't need Queer Eye. But if you want
I
Queer
still know
Eye,
how to
then
have
do.
like wear deodorant, and I know how to not
Can-
be a dirty
can you
monster.
cook?
Yeah, dude. That's
Yes,
the
I can
problem.
cook.
Then you're good. You don't need Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If you know what
All right.
sunscreen, this is every episode of Queer Eye.
This is making
Cut
me
your
feel
hair,
very-
take a shower, wear some sunscreen, paint your fucking walls, learn how to make guacamole, French tuck, the end.
Ooh, French
That's all
tuck.
of them.
Definitely the French tuck. I didn't realize was a thing until I started.
I do. I'm not.
With
Yeah.
the exception of the two black ladies, I feel like they did
The
them-
Jones barbecue
The
ladies?
Jones barbecue ladies.
So
They were like,
fucking
"We're gonna
good.
get you some new teeth."
They
That was
just-
the only like.
New
I was like,
teeth?
"Oh my god, they got her new teeth," and then I was like,
Black Girl Magic's
All
pretty
right,
good.
guys.
This is
We'll
the
get
news
into
for
it.
me, Mike. This is the shit I'm paying attention to.
No, absolutely. I'm not saying.
This is
I'm
real
just
good
saying.
news.
Well, this is
All
one
right.
of those things that it's making me like sad, but also like giving me a bit of self-esteem
Oh, it's
because
so
I was like,
sad
oh, I'm the
sometimes.
after.
I'm,
Man,
I'm
my
glad. That's
perspective.
what
It's all
supposed
about
to do.
perspective. It's all about perspective.
Boy, there was
I've-
boy, this man, his wife died. I said, I can't with him right now because I
Oh,
will cry
man.
all up and down the street. I got to go out the house. My girlfriend watched that one by herself. I said, I can't do it.
I
I've
guess
been
I
a
don't
mess
need
at the end of
makeover.
all
I
of
don't
them.
need the makeover show.
you
I
don't.
just need someone
just
to
need
give
money.
me money to buy,
Yeah.
go to like this buy clothes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like, I know what I'm doing. See, that's another thing.
Yeah. But you
Insert-
know what your apartment wants to look like. You
All he
just gotta
does
get a little
is
bit of
paint
money.
a couple walls and like buy
you-
a new couch. Like
You
that's
both,
like,
you both have been to my apartment. I'm
get a
not
frame.
a monster
Yeah.
slob
You have a you
Your-
do you have
your
a
apartment is-
futon that's your main couch? Do you not?
because I don't. I
It's
wasn't.
it's like a studio.
Yeah,
Right? Studio.
No, it's a very nice looking apartment.
yeah. I
You
got
have
it.
your record
Very big
set up.
TV.
You
Yeah.
got your TV nice. All you need is like you got pictures on the wall. You just need
Kitchen
like
could use an
a
accent
fancy
My,
looking frame.
I have art on the walls. I
Yeah,
have
you're
custom
good. Yeah,
art.
you're good to go, man.
It's
Guys, everybody come out to. If you want to make the trek out to Jamaica, Queens.
and he lives by himself. So I mean, honestly,
yeah, I'm
he's
good.
good.
Hey, so I don't need. This is very empowering for me right
So I said,
now.
you don't
I'm-
need,
this
you
is
don't
great.
need it.
Uh,
You have
Mike,
enough
you
confidence
are
in
a
life.
strong, independent Latino man. I need you to say that with me. Strong.
Independent Latino man.
There you
That's
go.
right.
I could be
You're
Karamo.
good.
It's not hard.
I'm gonna start introducing every show with by calling myself Mike Mercadal, and you're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
gonna have to
exactly.
start saying it
But
correctly.
If and when you
AOC
get,
inspired me today. Did you see that shit that happened on Twitter? That
nah, she's always on Twitter getting into a fight with some dummy.
no,
Yeah.
but yes, the dummies
And
were
inspired.
saying
I
that.
voted for her, and I'm like, yes. But
Like-
every day she gets into a fight with some dummy. I'm like, stop giving these dummies your attention. They're dumb. It's
Yeah.
so dumb.
They said they referred to pronouncing your name correctly if you're a Latino as they do that Latino thing where they're saying
Where
whatever.
they want you to fucking
they-
properly identify them.
yeah, that's offensive
Like
to.
someone's like
is
how they
Laura Murray.
say it.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Get it right. My ancestors
You
did
turned
right
mine up,
their way
not
through
his.
Europe for you to mispronounce this. Thank you.
That's horrific.
Thank you.
Breaking news. We're going out live to the field with our field reporter, Alex Murray, telling us about something that's happening in his life.
Hi, Mike. I'm standing here with me on the corner of 74th and Ridge Boulevard in Bay Ridge. It's freezing rain. I'm holding a literal bag full of shit and wondering when I can turn around and get this dog back inside. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Alex, living the dream of a pet owner in Brooklyn, New York. Is that really like how it is in the morning?
There's a moment every time I go on a walk, which is about twice a day, where I add bag of crap to my inventory list.
Yeah.
Right? Where I'm like, this is a thing that I have now. I'm responsible for it.
Your inventory is full.
I mean, yeah.
This is a.
It's not good if you don't have a
Please
place to put
discard some items.
it. Yeah.
That's one of my oldest bits was when I was in Miami. I was living with a girlfriend at the time and Miami Beach. And in the morning, she had two big ass dogs. And then I would have to,
I do feel sorry for people. I see like the Rottweiler that lives in the building, like
Yeah.
squat and go for it. I'm like, okay, I don't have it so bad.
Yeah. When you're picking up like,
My furry little boy is dropping pellets more than turds.
yeah. Rudy's dropping. It's not like you're like picking up a slice of chocolate cake, you know,
Every
like a
once in a while.
giant.
Oh, yeah.
Those big,
Yeah.
giant, like big handfuls of shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was because my ex had two big dogs, and then you would get on a schedule. So like every day at a specific time, the dog would wake your ass up. You go outside, and then you'd see other people who their dog is on the same shit
You get to know
schedule.
the other. I like have like
Your dog
secret
shit at the
eye
same time,
contact
too?
signals with the other like 4 overweight guys that wear like graphic tees and have fluffy little dogs. That
Yep. Yeah.
was not their choice, and we're like,
Brooklyn, baby.
How are those hand jobs treating you? Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Yeah.
When do the Hawaiian
do it for the
tees-
HJ?
When do the
I
Hawaiian
know.
T-shirt guys show up?
I know. Thankfully, none of us have digressed. I hope if I see, I just
Alex-
call them all Greg in my head, and if one of the Gregs like has a Hawaiian shirt, I'll be like, Greg, no,
Greg,
I will tell you.
Greg, come to join fucking Planet Fitness, man. Do a sit up.
I will tell you, spring is just around the corner. It is Hawaiian shirt season. I'm predicting that as a fashion. Style.
Is it
icon.
time?
I don't know. what to do.
It's about to be. I think of it as flip flop season for sure.
It's for 100%
That's my
flip-
horrid
flip-flops
white
and
people
Hawaiian
trespass.
shirts.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
that's the Hawaiian for me. It's also
Or tie-dye.
getting caught staring at cleavage season because they've been
Oh,
put away
man.
for so long. I forgot, and then all of a sudden there's cleavage everywhere because
Boy,
it's spring.
that first 2 weeks is
and
rough.
I'm just like, oh shit! I gotta struggle to like. It's
It's like-
a
Go
it's a
put your
challenge.
blinders on and go to the train.
Every guy in this
Nope,
room here
to the
knows
train.
exactly what I'm talking about
That
because
first
all of
2
a
weeks
sudden
is
it's
rough.
spring and then the cleavage comes out and now, yeah.
Yeah, they
I'm just-
took them out.
yeah, but
and
we
they're
feel bad
airing
that
them
you
out.
know. That's what we're saying.
This is my only apology, a blanket apology to any woman that I catch on the street catching me staring at her
Deep
cleavage.
apologies.
I am so sorry, but I
I just
can't.
need a couple
not
weeks. I'll
do
get it under control. I
Yeah.
promise.
Give at least to the end of April. Give me at least to the once the temperature gets.
Sundress season is serious, man.
Give me until winter hits
Oh,
again, and then
Lord.
maybe.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Cleavage
Sorry.
is a weapon at a certain point because there's some people do it on. There's an element of like it's up around your neck, and you're like, I can't not look at that.
That's a shelf too. That's utilitarian.
Sometimes.
She's right here.
Oh, Toby, please. No. I'm just talking about in general. In general, this is that time of year, but I'm saying the Hawaiian shirts might be around the corner.
I don't know, man. The fucking
What would have to happen in your life for you?
well, what I was gonna say was that the coats and the layers don't stop me. I look.
Did anyone mention
hard not to.
like the Mueller thing?
Not yet.
Still
No.
hasn't come out.
That's pretty good.
Because that was
yet.
supposed to come out like 3 weeks
AOC
ago
did
at this
some
point, right?
fucking good work with Michael
Man,
Cohen.
I'm
That
so
was
glad
pretty
I
good.
voted for her. It's
Yeah,
the
she's
best
doing a great
decision
job.
I ever
She's
made in my
pissing
life.
my dad right the fuck off.
Oh
He hates her.
man, tell him to come
You don't
see
even
me.
know. Oh, dude,
I'll put my
so
dick on the
much
shoulder.
fun.
Yeah.
She's crazy. She's nuts. No, man.
Tell him the Bronx is nuts. Come see her.
Yeah.
Come see us, man.
Come see us, man. All right.
Time to fucking
fucking
fight us.
say that.
Alex, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Please promote all your stuff before you go.
Sure. Listen to Mystic Lasagna. It's a podcast where we give people tarot readings, but with randomly generated Garfield comic strips.
Hell yeah.
It's so
Millennium.
good. I really do enjoy it. You and Paul Ashley, who's been on the show before,
Yep.
they are team co-hosts.
It is a good deal
and
of
it is
fun.
a very fun time. It's again
Also,
what I
if you
listen
want
to.
to be a guest on it, DM me on any one of the things at Alex Murray and say I want to come be on that shit. You have to be able to get to Bay Ridge, though.
That's
So
the
no
only
one's gonna be on
stipulation.
it.
Yeah.
That's where the studio is. Yeah, and that's it. At Alex Murray on all this stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen,
many
a round of
Italians you gotta
applause
fight
for
on the way?
Alex Murray. Maybe this next person will talk about the Mueller investigation. A round of applause for Andrea. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bam.
Andrea
Hello.
with one name like Prince.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
She's choosing to maintain her anonymity.
Oh, I like it.
Andrea could be a fake name. It could be an alias.
I wouldn't pick such a lame name.
Oh. Yeah. Wicked
Really?
burn on your parents.
Aw.
What
I hate my name.
what would be your name? Your chosen, like, you know how when
It'd be
you're
something
you're-
spicy, like
your one
Veronica or
Like what?
like Veronica.
Veronica. Okay.
all right, if you're just gonna get names from like Archie comics,
Sorry.
then
Veronica's pretty spicy, but you just don't hear a lot of like, all right, come to the center stage. Yeah, give it up for Veronica.
no, strippers are always named
No,
after
like
cars.
candy or a spice or
Oh, a spice.
yeah, or cars.
cars.
Porsche.
Yeah, Lexus.
Mercedes.
Yes. Well, actually, as a Latino, I know a ton of people named Mercedes.
That's true. That's an actual
That's a
name.
tough one where it's like, oh, all strippers are named after cars Mercedes, and it's like, well,
Maybe it just happened to be Hispanic.
my dia, and two of my cousins are named some form of Mercedes.
I know a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Not a stripper.
As a comedian, I've worked with him a couple times. Graham Elwood, he's very funny. He has a joke of that where it's like, you're in a low rent strip club. We talked about earlier.
Come to the stage. It's Malibu.
Yeah, and it's like coming
Impala.
to where like the cars that are named after, is like coming up to the stage, Buick.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Buick
Here she
Regal.
comes, the Bohemian Beauty Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
Give it up.
Give it up for
Throw your
Bavarian
Deutschmarks.
Motorworks. I'm sorry.
Next on the stage is Dodge Stratus.
Oh, that is the perfect. Yes, that is a great. That's so good. Dodge Stratus is perfect. Her mom, Dodge Neon, works in the other one across town.
Oh, yeah, it's a little dynasty.
Yeah, it's a family industry. What is there
Those
something,
pieces of
Andrea? Thank you for
shit.
being here. Breaking news. Is there anything in the news that you would
I
like to
really
talk?
wanted to talk about the fucking college thing.
We can get back into
'Cause
that.
everything else is like really like a downer.
We can get back into that. Oh, hi.
I
That
got-
was
yeah.
me.
I got it. I don't know if you're low or if you're not speaking in powerfully as Alex was.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good. You're
There we
good.
go.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the college thing is nuts. What is
It's so
your
much
angle on
fun.
it?
I think it's great. I mean, it's one of those things that you know what's happening. You know, rich people, they cheat to get their kids into stuff.
Yeah,
of
no
course.
shit.
Right.
But like the lengths that they went to are hilarious. Like some
It's
of the
a
kids
lot,
like
right?
they Photoshop their kids' faces onto like other rower kids.
That's
Pictures.
So good.
That's why
So
I say
amazing.
that this is bargain basement rich people. This is
Yeah.
This is
My
like,
parents just paid for SAT prep. Like,
yeah.
good God.
No, but the idea that like
That was me in this whole thing. I was the fucking East Coast liberal elite school dickhead going like, USC's not even a good fucking school. Why would you fucking
No, because those kids. Well, it's also like real rich people. What they do is
You buy a wing.
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to Photoshop anything.
No,
you have
no.
enough money to not fuck around with that stuff. You're like, where if they don't
You hire a
Or-
photographer
or
and
you
5 actors
already
and you
are,
buy a
like
boat.
the fifth in your family to have gone to that university because you're old money.
yeah.
What I love, one of the things I really loved about the whole story was the
I was
fact
the third
that
person in my family to go to mine. Medium money. Sorry.
I was the first. In my,
Oh, you know what? You guys swap mics.
okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's what the problem
Is
was.
that it?
There-
Yes.
Oh shit! Here we
For
go.
fuck's sake.
Okay, so I wanted to say Felicity Huffman got arrested by the FBI with like guns drawn. Like they just busted in. Like she
Really?
was like some like meth.
What does she look like? Like, what was she doing? What was she wearing?
What?
Spin along with
I
her.
think like a Mosimo sundress.
Oh, fuck yeah. Felicity!
Was
Girl.
there cleavage? No, just kidding. What? But she.
Yeah.
But she. So they had like guns drawn on her.
Yeah.
Wow. What did they think was gonna happen?
I think they just want. I think they just were having funsies.
Oh, did you?
Because like, wouldn't
That's the
you like if
best.
you were like, oh, we could just come in calmly, or we could
could, like,
bust
call her
the
on the phone,
fucking
you guys.
door down
Hell yeah, dude.
on this rich white lady.
Get the C4. Fuck Felicity Huffman. Sports
Shoot
Night
up that dog.
Yeah. Sports
Oh,
Night should have
wow.
been better.
That was real. The idea that also that maybe they like I'm trying to justify why they did it in terms of like maybe they thought she was going to destroy evidence, but like
No.
when you're that level of
William
fame,
H. Macy's like in the basement throwing shit into the fucking
yeah,
in the fire.
there's got but that's
They've got like mega like industrial shredders.
yeah.
Yeah, Aunt Becky hit the fucking panic button.
Yeah, I genuinely like. It's also funny to me how they were trying to make them fake athletes. Like the one
Yeah.
thing, it's literally you have to race
just,
to
like-
get to the finish line. Like you can't just show up and not know how to row, and then they just be like, "You're a rowing."
Here's the other
team
thing,
now."
Mike. You can just show up and not know how to row.
Actually, you can.
Cruz like
Most
a fucking
people do.
volunteer, whatever, at all these places. Crews where they stuck the dipshits who like didn't want to do anything, who just wanted to like row.
was
Listen,
like-
I understand that
I was
there
a
are
coxswain.
actual
You were?
crew
Yeah.
people.
I did it only after
All right, well, my
as an
bad
adult.
then. But like, did you know? In college or in high school?
Both.
My crew friends in college just fucking showed up and they're like, "Hey, we want to do it."
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
don't have
you just
enough
have to
people.
be tall and willing to just do something really
Fucking
hard
row.
and
Yeah.
over and over again.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I want to do one of those. They have it. It's serious. I go
Something
kayaking
really hard.
when the
over
summer
and over again, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
That's my
8
plan.
guys at a time.
Yeah.
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 Hey,
as
man.
fast as you can
In
for
unison,
like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm taking this as this is all just team building. What? It's I've done stuff with plenty of men before where we unite together as a team to achieve a common goal. I don't understand why everyone.
Then you shower together.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get clean. This is.
Yeah, dude.
I don't understand. What?
See,
why is that weird?
That's why you'll never be on Queer Eye. You got to get clean.
You got to get clean. Sometimes you're a bunch of stinky, sweaty men. And then you got to take all your clothes off because the clothes smell. And then you got to,
Sounds like you know who you are, dude.
I do. I know. But the point being is that, like,
Mike is very comfortable.
Yeah.
I love being on the water and all that stuff. I would have loved to have crew in my school. My school's a piece of shit. We didn't have, barely had a football team.
Yeah, it is. You have to be
You
able
would
to
have actually
buy
made a really good
skulls.
rower because you're huge.
I learned that after the fact. Yes. I learned after the fact because then I went to the Miami
You seem
Beach
like you'd
Rowing
like
Club.
take instructions well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should I leave the stage?
Yeah, this is I genuinely all of that stuff's true. Like I would do really well in like those boot camp fitness classes where I'm just like, I just need somebody to yell at me to
Just
do push-ups.
yell at me.
Yeah.
Harder, faster, go. That's what you need.
And
You
that
just need
applies
that.
to many
And I
different
did-
scenarios.
That's
yeah.
what I did.
Yeah.
that-
I also like
That's literally what I did.
Practice
yeah.
that for 8 years, did you?
yeah. Also in relationships that works very well.
Yeah.
That's all I need too.
Welcome
Just
to
somebody
the
yell at
bit.
me to do that. Like that's all it's all relevant.
Yeah.
But how the fuck we keep talking about you are the guest, Andrea. And so they've talked to you've gone over all this stuff. How do you get your news?
It's really bad at this point. Just whatever I see people talking about on Facebook.
Will you then go? Yeah, Facebook, baby.
Half of it's from Toby.
So from your aunts and uncles.
That's true.
I used to really like be a
That's
news junkie and keep up with it, but it's just too goddamn depressing, and it's just the same thing over and over again, and it's just the world's gonna end.
Yeah, there's
So-
a subreddit called Uplifting News that I have. So I'm subscribed to. I unsubscribed to a lot of the toxic stuff because you know how you have your own the Reddits that you follow, subreddits that you follow. You on Reddit?
I don't do Reddit.
I only go on Reddit because I can filter out a lot of stuff. Like I can just I like this TV show. I'm gonna follow the Brooklyn Nine-Nine subreddit.
Ooh, I love that show.
That show's great. I'm only gonna follow for a while there I had to unfollow Star Wars. Do you know how much that hurt my feelings?
Oh, because all the
There's
white,
no
way
super
that could be
toxic.
fun to be in there.
white
Yeah.
boys. Yeah.
They are still super fucking racist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I specifically only follow that stuff because it is the only way I can
follow,
filter it out.
dog video, publications.
Dog?
Like
Oh,
the
sure.
dodo, like they show this pit bull was left to die and now he's happy and taken care of.
Oh, those affect me when you see them when they're all fucked up at the beginning.
Unlikely
I
animal
cannot.
friendships.
At this point, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see how this ends. Like
Mismatched animal pairings.
Yeah.
Like when a dog and a cheetah are friends.
Get out of here.
Super cute.
There's a German Shepherd and an owl. They're friends. They're really cute.
I love there's one that it's a Rottweiler, a cat, and a mouse. And they're all friends. I love it. See? The
That's a
news could be
fucking
good.
like a folk tale. Yeah.
It's very
There's
much.
actually like a lion, a tiger, and a bear that are friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot. They're
oh my.
Yeah, lion, a tiger, and a bear. One of them's called Baloo. I think the bear's called Baloo.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all of this positivity.
Fuck yes. That's just tailspin. Hell yeah.
It is 100% tailspin.
Which was I can't.
Oh yeah. My favorite is the breakdown. Do you know what tailspin?
Yeah, I know. I remember loving the song, but I can't think of it right now.
I love the breakdown where it's like spin it when you win it.
But you win it when you spin it. Spin it like you win it when you win it. When you spin it. Spin it when you win it like a.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have that on DVD.
So good.
Breaking
DuckTales
news
was really
going
good,
out
too.
into the field with our field reporter Andrea. What's going on in your life right now?
Well, where? Mike, I can't. Oh, all right. Now I can hear you, Mike. Yes. Hi. I'm down in Washington D.C. in what is now the Capital One Arena, where Andrea Dane is about to get into a fight with some white bitches during a Fleetwood Mac concert because because they're singing during, I think, yes, landslide. They were singing during landslide. I've heard that Andrea turned around and politely asked them to sing more softly, but yes, she said, "Bite me." That was She replied with the words, "Bite me," and Andrea turned around and waited till the song ended and told them that they didn't have to be such cunts about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we on a delay? Are we on a delay?
I'm
7-second
joined by
delay.
our friend
Click.
Joe, who said that she had to physically restrain her from jumping over the chairs and throwing bows.
Wow.
Back to you, Mike.
Andrea, I have to say, be safe out there. Be safe out there. Is it true? Is that
Yes, that was last week.
I 100% agree with you in the sense that it's Fleetwood Mac. I paid money to hear them sing
I
that
literally
fucking
said
song.
that to them. I said, I paid money to hear them, not you. It's a concert. You're supposed to sing as loud as you want.
I genuinely
that's not the
disagree.
rule.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand the impulse because I like singing along to stuff that I
Right.
enjoy. But I'm also like,
I just like lip sync along with it.
that's going to come out at the same volume as everything else, no matter how soft you're singing. That's why, like,
I guess I'll stop singing over y'all talking.
It was nice. It was
it
nice.
was.
Just trying to provide some atmosphere.
I'll see if I can keep it down, but yeah. I don't want to put any more work into this than I have to. But yes, I would fuck some people up with. It was Fleetwood Mac without Lindsey Buckingham though, right? They fired him.
Yeah.
He's a fuck up, right? He's a bad guy.
So,
Toby?
I mean, they've been together for like 40 years. What could it have been at this
None
point
of them
that
are
like
good people.
it must
They're
have
all
been
bad
money?
people. I know they're all
bad
bad.
people, of course.
But
They are
what was the
cokeheads.
reason that he's out of the band? Toby
They
Gossip
never
person.
said. He probably wanted more money.
Oh, it's still continuing in terms of like abuse, like physical abuse, or she doesn't want to.
Why would
By
you
the
wanna
way,
tour the
she
world with
was
someone-
fantastic.
Stevie Nicks is great on Twitter too. Do you follow her on Twitter?
She's on Twitter?
Yeah, she's great on Twitter. She
Really?
like, yeah,
She's
she
on
posts-
Instagram. I've been seeing her on Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw something of her on Twitter. I'm
Oh.
assuming it's her profile or not just like a retweeted thing.
Okay.
But she's good on
Does
Twitter.
it has a little check mark?
I don't remember. I think
She's
so. I think
verified.
so. She's verified. She's got it. Imagine if Stevie Nicks'
Just me.
official Twitter is like her own personal Twitter is it's unverified. It has like 4 followers, and she's just like, I'm just chilling. Like she's not promoting it in any way.
hanging
Andrea,
out.
thank you so much for being here. What would you like to promote before you go?
The old creek in the cave.
The Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens. That's it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Andrea. Breaking news coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brendan Gillen. Why is the music not playing? Hey,
Hello.
buddy.
Hi.
Did you guys swap mics again?
I think we did,
Okay,
yes.
Good. All right. Brandon, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the news.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's the big story of the day for you?
It's interesting because I listen to NPR's Up First every morning.
I do too,
Yep,
Up
and I
First.
get New York Times alerts on my phone, and I have followed the Facebook pages for NPR and The Onion, which have come
They're-
to dominate my news feed.
The
and
Onion
I couldn't
is
tell you
getting-
a single thing that's happening right now.
You don't know what's going on?
Nope. Fully listened to it this morning and all everything. Nope.
And
Nothing.
it just
Got nothing.
left your mind. It's disposable.
Well, the only thing that's stuck in my mind is something I don't want to bring to the show.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's probably something bad and not funny.
No, it's
It's
Donald
sad.
Trump insulting John McCain, who's dead.
I do think that
Right, I just didn't want to talk about Trump because that's dumb, and also that's gonna come up again because some dude was like, some other dude got on an interview and was like, I can't believe he's saying this about John McCain. It was deplorable 7 months ago. It's deplorable now, and of course the NPR anchors were like, and it's no coincidence that he's using that word deplorable because Hillary Clinton, blah, blah. And they and broke it down or whatever.
Right,
So
right.
I didn't, but that was not the one news story I wanted to come with, but that's what I got.
I will tell you this. I genuinely think
We can
Trump.
talk about Florida men.
I do think before we get there, I do think Trump thinks that John McCain can hear him. I do think. You know what I mean?
From
I don't
from
think
beyond the
From
the
heaven?
veil.
I don't think Trump knows what happens when you die. You know what I mean? I don't think
like it doesn't have a concept of
death. I don't think he understands it objectively.
Is this like the college scandal, a new money thing?
It's
We're gonna blame
very
this
much-
on like you don't understand how death works because you have new money.
I mean,
He is-
do any of us really know how death works?
We don't. But
Also, can I say what the true old money way to get into college is?
what?
Which is just to like pay for crew lessons and tennis lessons and hone your children's skills.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's like do the thing. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Also, like
Sharpen your fucking pencils, and by pencils I mean your children.
let's talk about this. You as a
Yes,
high
let's talk about
school
this.
teacher,
I'm a high school teacher.
do you have parents ever tried to sway you in a certain way to get their kids' grades up?
Ooh.
No, because I teach at an international school, and so all of our families are immigrant families, and like a lot of them have a very different understanding of school. Most of which is like, oh, it's your job.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like, I'm not here to bother you. Like that's you. You do that.
that is
Yeah.
something I
They are
remember.
they are not there to like.
And I'm not-
They will get mad at the kid. They are like what American parents used to be,
Used to
which is
be,
mad
yeah.
at the children,
Right.
not the teacher.
yeah, that because I remember as a kid, I don't, and I
Children
don't.
aren't people. Why do we treat them as such?
Yeah.
They're not people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
children.
it my fault that your kid got a bad grade when he came in and put his headphones in every day for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
shitty,
remember,
shitty kid.
Fuck me, I guess.
I remember getting in trouble for when I didn't do shit. Like I remember, like I was.
What a wild concept, am I right?
Yeah, how terrible.
Breaking news, kids.
But I was also I was the asshole that I knew when I could just not do stuff because I would still get the C to pass. Like I would
Yeah.
like I would get it if I had I would get like an A on something and I'd be like, oh, that means on the next thing I can slack off. And I would literally do just enough work to get by. And it,
Oh, you would coast.
yeah, and
Called
my
coasting. There's a name for this, Michael. It's called coasting. And
Coasting.
kids across the country are doing it right now. That was the direction I want to take my newscaster voice. I mean, I could do a newscaster voice, but I wanted to do like human interest
I do
piece.
like yes, I like
You know,
that.
and they go like, and it's like always like grainy footage from like the 90s or the 80s, and it's someone explaining something that is like, if you know about it, you know about it.
Right.
The equivalent are those videos now of where it's like it's also put out by like the Dodo or whatever, and it's like it's just as text and whatever, and because it's meant for Facebook and sound off, and it'll be like a picture of Carol Danvers, and it'll be like meet Marvel's first all-female superhero movie, da da, and like well, that made no sense, but it's like meet Captain Marvel. Apparently, she has energy beams. It's like all of us knew this.
Yeah.
We knew. I've known this for years now.
Meet Captain
Fuck off,
Marvel.
this video.
Marvel's first all-female superhero
movie.
No, just ended at
All-female
superhero.
superhero.
All-female superhero.
End of story.
I do like, but that is an element of the comforting news voice. There's the one that's
I
like
I don't want to do breaking news. I want to do a human interest piece.
That's
So
right.
later on, I will do a human interest piece about myself.
okay, great.
I could do breaking news if you want.
Would you like
want
to-
to do like
Would
like
you
news
like
anchor?
Would you like to do a news piece that in your calming voice?
Sure.
Let's
Or
do
more news anchor.
Ooh, these are all terrible. What
In
the
my
hell's
head,
going on?
news anchors just for some reason have extremely deep voices. They're all like,
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the 8 o'clock news. Our top stories tonight.
It's true. You're not
Mike
wrong.
Mercadal, secretly the after on Queer Eye. Mike, how do you feel about that?
The universal laughter. That's me. Here, look. Read. Oh Jesus! It's all about the fucking gunman. Here, read the National Geographic one. Read that one.
in my
in your,
calming
in your,
news
in your
voice.
calming voice.
You tapped it now, and it zoomed in. Okay. But I always like to say it's called blanking. So I'm going to put it in that format.
Oh, sure.
It's called early lifing, and paleontologists have been digging up new fossils in your backyard. Let's go live to the scene, and then they'll be like, the stock footage of like there's like a person brushing on the ground, and then it cuts the paleontologist, and they're like, well, I was just sitting here digging, and then I found this fossil, and I really think this shows a lot about early life.
Yeah,
Back to you in the studio,
Yeah,
Michael.
thank you.
Like, I love that format so much.
I do. There's a fuck. What's that movie? There's a
It's always
movie.
for like weird drugs kids are doing, like whippets.
Oh yeah, there was one Jenkum. You remember Jenkum?
No.
Does anybody know what
They're either-
Jenkum
The
is?
poop gas.
Does anybody know
Oh, where
what
you like
Jenkum is?
leave it in the toilet for days?
No, not Jenkos.
Not Junkos.
Jenkum. This was a big
They're
story.
called Junkos.
Yeah.
And they are this week's tripping hazard. You will look rad as hell, though.
Yeah.
Back to you in the studio,
Jenkum
Mike.
was a thing that people were doing. This is super fucked up, and this is going to be
poop thing,
super
right?
gross.
Is
it's,
it?
It's poop in a jar, and then they would leave it in there,
Oh, yeah.
Methane.
and then they would huff the methane off of shit, And that was something the kids are. It's like, it's your child into
but like,
Jenkum.
but
Find
like,
out tonight
That's
at
one of the
11.
things of like, oh, that's the other one. That's the fearmonger voice.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the announcer, but then when they get to the actual story, they're like, it's called Jenkum, and
Yeah.
it's keeping shit in a jar.
Yeah.
So like there's the two types of news stories in this way of, yes, scare the shit out of parents over something no one's doing. Right? No one's doing Momo Channel, like all this shit, these hoax. Oh, razor blades and apples.
Tide Pods
Yeah,
was not
Tide
a thing
Pods.
until
Who
people
was
started reporting it.
Right. And then or it's like something really heartwarming.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Or you have the fear mongering one, but then like they go into like, oh, and
But this 8-year-old girl is fighting back.
in Kentucky.
Yeah.
We find this family, and what secret is their 13-year-old son hiding? It's poop in a jar.
Yeah. They do. They put the face on it.
Yeah,
I do love my favorite of the commercials that like will show up like in between sports things, where all of a sudden it'll be like, "What household object can murder you and rip your legs right off your
fuck.
body? Find out
Yes.
tonight at 8."
Later
Where
at
they give
10.
you that teaser and you're like, oh, do I need to find out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same shit as when if you don't have an ad blocker on your internet and it's like, top stomach doctor says you need to stop eating this vegetable. And then at one point I clicked through one of those because I was like, what is the vegetable? I could not find it.
Yeah.
I
there's-
went to the website. I went to a different website. Could never find what the vegetable was.
Yeah.
But you found so
Yeah.
many penis enlarger pills.
Yeah.
You have found them.
No, I'm assuming you did on those.
Oh no! I just found
The way
it. I
you
found
said that was
videos
so
by
funny.
by a health man being like blah blah blah, your gut blah blah. And I was like, okay, this is
we
not
have
helping me.
breaking news.
Oh, breaking news. Okay.
Breaking news coming into the field. We have Brendan Gillett in our field. Brendan, can you tell us what's happening?
It's called Pashmina-ing, and students across the country are bringing in relevant objects to connect them to themselves. This teacher brought in his rainbow pride flag and said how it connected him to his heritage. Back to you in the studio, Michael.
Oh, I feel like there's more to that story.
I told all my students I was gay.
Oh,
Aw.
and how did that unfold?
Were they surprised?
I mentioned, the two stories that really bring it into fun relief for me is I told 4 different class sections, and I did it in this way of we read this book about a magical pashmina that takes this girl back to fantasy India, whatever. And then so I was like, okay, so you for the project you could bring in a thing from your country that shows you that. So and I was like, I got creative, and I hold up a big rainbow flag, and I was like, you know what this is? And we talk about it, and I was like, this connects me to my ancestry because I'm part of this community. I didn't come out and be like, I'm gay. Well, come out.
I get
A lot
it.
of meaning on that one. I didn't say I'm gay, but I said I am part of this community. This flag represents me, and I put it on my shoulders and whatever. And then I was like, oh, well, one of the problems in my community is discrimination from the outside. And
Oh, so if someone had a picture of what you did, it would be like Infowars fuel of these gays are
I
trying to
thought about it.
indoctrinate.
I thought about if somebody walked past the door to my classroom and just saw me, because I shut the door, they looked in the window, just saw me wearing a rainbow flag with this big slide on the board that was a rainbow with the flag on it.
Yeah.
And was the queer community. And yeah, no, absolutely someone
Yeah.
would have. It's called indoctrination. And this homosexual is doing it to these children right now.
The gay agenda is real.
Wow.
What common household object is going to turn your kids gay? Answer their English teacher. No, okay, so I said all this shit, and I was like, discrimination's a problem, and I hear all these words even at our school. And one girl yelled from the back of the room, "Not here, Mr. Brendan, we love you!" And in a different class, this kid was like, "What words?" And I was like, "I'm not going to say them."
Oh,
because
no.
and he also calls people, I'm not going to say it again. He uses a Haitian Creole word for a gay person regularly.
Oh,
And I
know
told
what you're
him
talking
this
about.
in front of the class.
Yeah.
I was like, you would know because you say this all day. And the other students were like, mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So I used that moment to offer him some constructive criticism.
Yes, yeah,
on his
it's a-
vocabulary choices
let's not say because
while I was wearing a rainbow flag.
yeah, because I
As a
can't tell
kid.
you how many times I would get
Where are we going, Mike?
older. No, because in Spanish there's ways.
A lot. Yeah,
there's a lot.
Actually, one time the girl who yelled from the back of the class was telling another student that I was gay and he shouldn't say words. But okay, I'm just gonna use the word they used was pájaro,
Pájaro, a bird.
which is
yeah,
not too
that's
offensive,
not
but it's not.
that's not really offensive. That's
Is it
like
not
calling
offensive?
somebody.
It's like lighting his loafers.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's like fairy.
Yeah, it's more. Yes,
Oh.
it's
Which is like-
kind of like fairy.
Like if someone who looked like Alex Murray walked in, I didn't know, and was like, "What's up, you fairy?" I would not be happy about it. You know?
Yes,
It's not a hate crime, but
Because
it's not a friendship move.
it's one of those. It's one of
I'm
those.
not friends with you
it's
now.
not a friend request. No.
Yeah, it's not a friend request.
it's one of those things where depending on how it's said,
Yeah.
is very because fairy is like a kind of a pleasant interpretation of that.
Yeah, no, yeah, sure.
But like
Wings, wands,
in
the whole thing into it.
Yes, in Spanish, there's the pájaros is an issue, and there's like que se salió la pluma. You know, like your feathers. You showed your feathers a little bit when someone is
Gay.
being a
When
little
they're being
gay.
gay, yeah.
Well, and
Like
I'm
when they
not
bring a
using,
pride flag into their classroom, put
yeah,
on their
te
shoulders.
salió la
Yeah,
pluma,
that's
a
showing
little.
your feathers
Yeah,
a
that's
little
you're
bit.
showing your feathers a little
Wait,
bit.
how do you say it?
Te salió la pluma.
Okay.
That's
you.
the
Your
cute-
feathers came out.
Yeah,
Great.
the
Okay.
feathers came out. But as an insult, men would call, like older people would call like kids, especially like boys, they would call them like, you know, an insult in Spanish. But it's even then it doesn't have the harsh tone. Like I'll say it now. I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody,
Yeah,
but mariconas, like right.
The hard thing on that is marico,
Yeah.
a word for friend.
Marico?
Apparently, in Venezuela at least.
I think it's lost
'Cause
so
I
much
have
of
a
its
stu- I have a-
impact.
No, it's a different. There's no N on the end.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. So
But
I have
you
this
could-
one girl who's always calling everybody marico, and I'm always like, Melon. Oh wait, no, okay, you're good. I
But
have to like catch myself and be like,
wow, cultural. Okay, never mind. But actually, like marica is like a shortening of the word maricon. Maybe it's become
Maybe.
a
And different
just
countries have different
Yeah.
slang
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah. Calling
oh
someone.
yeah.
Like in one
Motherfucker.
Do you watch
country,
Dairy Girls?
to say to catch the bus means to fuck the baby in another.
Oh right, yeah. There's a
Sorry, I missed it because I was talking to Alex.
there's
about
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Ireland.
No,
Real
it's like
quick.
it's like saying it's like call like when your friends are like, "What's up, bitch?" You know, like
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing to somebody. Like if somebody says that as a term of endearment.
I would never say this because, as we established last week, I'm a feminist.
Yes. Yeah.
So bitches take note. Oh, St. Patrick's Day happened recently.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing that I thought about a lot.
I wish we had more time, but
Yeah, we don't
You've-
have time.
you've
it's
got-
called St. Patrick's Day.
it's called binge drinking, and it happens at once a year.
Ireland. Oh no. Okay, fine. Last thing. Ireland has a gay prime minister, and he brought his boyfriend to meet Mike Pence.
Yeah.
At a military base.
Yeah.
And that's the news I care about because real Ireland is rad as hell. Ireland.
Real
It's an
Ireland.
island.
Which it is an island. The real island of Ireland is rad as hell.
Yeah.
Fuck my homophobic
Brendan,
uncle.
thank you for being here. What would you like to promote
Thank you
before
for
you
having
go?
me. I'm gonna start saying this every time I release a new episode. Lunch Break Society is back.
Yeah.
From however long of a break we were just on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a week. Sometimes it's 3 months.
Lunch Break Society. You can find it
It's a
on iTunes.
podcast that I do with my friend Noah. You can follow me at Scrumpledina or Mr. Brendan Gillett on Twitter and Instagram, respectively.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Gillett. Coming up next.
I just remembered.
Sorry. Say that again.
Sorry, I just remembered that I've read a story that Lori Loughlin forced TV producers to redo the ending of a game show to make her daughter win.
What?
They reshot it and made the girl who won answer questions incorrectly so that her daughter would win. And
Whoa.
It's just snowplow parenting to the extreme.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's fucking crazy. Coming up next, a round of applause. Breaking news, Stan Talwi. I didn't mean to bring up the... Oh, thanks, buddy. Wait. Yeah. What's up, Stan?
What's going on? Brendan, as a Haitian individual, I apologize on behalf of that little asshole.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's
Fuck
Thank
that,
you.
man.
Thank you.
What was his name? Like Jean Paul?
I do know how to curse people out in Haitian.
Ooh.
The extent of my Creole at this
I'll
point.
teach you a lot more if you want. I'll teach you all the curses.
That's all right.
Half
There's
of our
a-
vocabulary is gay slurs, by the way.
Yeah, that was what was going around in my school because there was like one Haitian, these brothers, these two brothers, Haitian family, and then we loved so the kids in my school loved to be able to get one over because it was a Christian school. It was very, very strict,
Yeah.
but it was
yeah.
also very American. So there
Yeah.
was none of the languages were really other languages weren't really represented. So you could say whatever you wanted in Spanish or
Right.
in.
Oh, yeah. I know the Spanish.
Everyone was trying to learn Creole, bad words and shit, ways to insult because the teachers couldn't catch you.
I know the Spanish and Creole. The kids who speak Arabic or like Bangla or Urdu, no fucking clue.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could be saying anything all day.
It's a tough one. I mean, it's specific. Stan, welcome to the news. What is in the news that you would like to talk about right now?
Yo, did you guys hear that R. Kelly is petitioning to travel overseas so he can make money?
I saw this in the news.
What?
Yeah.
He's petitioning the courts to be able to allow him to travel internationally to be able to make money.
Where is he currently? Like
Chicago?
Yeah.
like in a jail, in a house.
He's in a house.
Under some sort of house
I
arrest.
don't think he's in
One of his
custody or
fans
anything.
paid bail.
Yeah, he was in jail and
He's out.
So he's out and about.
yeah, he's out being R. Kelly.
And he wants to be R. Kelly internationally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he wants to be internationally to make money. But
Right.
here's what's going to happen. He's just not going to come back.
Right.
He's going to Roman Polanski this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or he's just gonna, because I don't think he's that smart. I don't think he's smart enough to stay over there. I think he's just gonna be R. Kelly over there and then come back.
I genuinely think that he's not gonna, like, that's the dumbest thing. That's
He's so
literally
stupid.
literally what a flight risk is.
Yeah.
Is that you can leave to another country.
That's the whole reason. That's the whole point of bail.
Yes.
Like so
He's
you can't
literally
leave.
gone to court to be like, hey, can I do the thing that you're literally put in place to prevent? You know?
There was always there's that old concert he did overseas where he's literally sang to women, do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Do you want to come with Robert? He went to Africa. He sang this. He was like, do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Do you want to come with Robert?
Oh, when he was doing that talking part of the show?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing what
Do
you
you
can
have
get
your
away
shots?
with. Yeah. When you're on a microphone and you're singing, or like I've seen it at poetry slams, like people say really fucked up shit because they say it with the right rhythm. Everyone's like, woo!
Yeah.
I want to
They
go
just
with Robert!
they hit the timing. They hit the timing right.
Like, how do you even like you can't justify that? How do you like it's just
What?
Like, do you think that he thinks like that everyone will count on him not being smart enough to stay? They'll be like, "Oh, R. Kelly would never do this. I think he's just gonna go and stay
I think he
somewhere."
I think he believes he has enough goodwill. They'll be like, yeah, he'll be back. He's just gonna go make money and come back. And
that's the celebrity. That's the celebrity in him. That's the reason why all these kids went to college because the celebrities thought that they could figure a way out to use their celebrity to get, that's what it is.
Like, and it's funny because you got the crew thing is just like, that's just, it just compounds the white privilege even more.
Because it wasn't even a real, like, it wasn't like a professional sport or
Right.
something.
It's like you want to go to USC to be on the crew team. And like, I always thought crew was stupid because it was like, all right, it's a sport invented on slaves. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I think more for transportation. Like you just need a boat.
Like
that's
somebody got from one side
about-
of a river to another and be like, this should be a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to be like ancient Greece, but then I realized that was all slaves too.
Yeah.
No matter how far back you go.
Yeah,
But even then,
goes
like-
back to like the 1400s or whatever.
If you look at like a lot of the sports, like javelin and shot put and all that stuff, it's just like feats of strength or speed or whatever. And some of them are just like the skiing, like the Winter Olympics is the funny one to me because it's just like athletics with shit strapped to your feet.
Yeah.
Like that's what every sport
like,
is.
how hard can we make this on you?
Yeah.
Like a true person from Miami, where it's cold.
Yeah. Because I do not understand.
Where you grew up.
Stan?
Hey, I grew up here. I was born and raised in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a lot
Where
of
do you
mountains.
get your news,
Very
Stan?
cold.
What's
A combination of Twitter and Reddit.
Twitter, and are you on Reddit too? Are you?
Which subreddits?
Oh, not the good ones. I get like, well, I'm like there's the regular world news one that I always kind of like.
There's a few of those,
Yeah.
like the world politics one. Yeah.
I don't go into them or comment because every time, if you're not in there in the first few comments, you're lost. It's like just a stream of consciousness, and it's too much for me. But I'll read a headline or two.
I do. Yeah, I go in there now just to get the gist of what's going on.
Exactly.
And then I will, if there's something that is interesting to me, I will click on the article and I will only read the comments.
Right.
Because the true story is always in the comments.
Yeah, that's who knows what's going on.
Yeah. Because especially if it's a popular article and it gets all the best comments get upvoted, and it's usually like jokes and stuff that's funny, and and also like really like someone will put a link to all the stuff that they talked about in the article somewhere else.
Yeah, I actually think The Onion is one of the best places to get news because they will do commentary on the stories.
Right.
Like it
Right.
has current
It's
news.
satire,
But satire, but it's like very like this.
Yeah.
My mom also had a friend who would just read headlines and then she would go to parties
That's
and like
dangerous.
announce the headline and hope someone else could fill in. I feel
that's
like
how it
that's what
is.
you're doing, Mike. You
Yeah.
like check the news story and then go to the comments section.
See, that's dangerous though. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous because if no one else is going to fill in, you got to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And then you got bad ideas. Like today, I just got an email because I do subscribe to like news in Haiti.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there's a new prime minister, and I didn't read. I just read the headline. I'll read it later, but like that's where I get some of my news as well.
Especially
Did you
can
hear
seek
that?
I'm sorry, no, it's just that you can seek specific information from
Right.
you can find the news. That's what the whole problem with the right wing crazy nut jobs are.
Someone did an analysis of like the people who spend time on Breitbart and Infowars and sites like that. They link less to other news sources, more in.
Yeah.
Like if you read CNN, you're gonna see more of a spectrum. But okay, did you hear about my students were trying to tell me this today? The Haitian senator who died and got resurrected with voodoo.
Well, yeah, that happened.
Okay. I was trying to look into this. I couldn't. I was googling it. I couldn't find more. Can you say more about this man?
I read the headline. I did hear about. I did read the headline. It was just like these stories come out all the time.
It was just like a resurrection.
Yeah, growing up, my grandma was like, yeah, this guy didn't really die. He was resurrected and shit like that. Like
what?
Obviously, you know what it is. The medical system is so shitty in Haiti. He probably like passed out.
Right. No, I definitely believe that there's a whole bunch of news, a whole bunch of like old stories of demon possession on stuff. It's just people who had seizures.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
epilepsy is exactly.
yeah,
A lot
like
of
it's all a scam. Like,
yeah.
but I do believe that voodoo took advantage of like pumping cocaine into people who were like quote unquote dead, and all of a sudden they come back to life and they're like, haha, voodoo.
Right.
We did it. You know?
There's a story my grandma told me when I was a kid. There was a guy who he was really skinny and they put a curse on him and he got real fat, and then they couldn't bury him in a casket. They had to wrap him in bed sheets and throw him in the ground, but then he kept growing. I was like, nah, grandma, you just watched Thinner backward. That's all you did.
Yeah, you just watched a movie.
Yeah, you just watched the Stephen King movie backward. Or more logically, he just got fat. He had a heart attack, and he bloated when he died.
It's true.
Like
it's
shit
true.
like that. Misinformation will ruin a story, and it'll ruin your concept of a story.
Okay. Do you have? Is there like a Haitian fake news? Is there like
It's funny you say that because
is there like a news organization? Is this on purpose?
I don't know if it's on purpose. I just think it's misinformation because there's I wouldn't call it a scandal, but there's a lot of news spreading around Haiti because everybody uses WhatsApp.
Oh,
and all that people hear are sending messages back and forth, and there's a lot of misinformation being spread.
That's true. Getting after like the hurricane, people were sending me like family members of mine, like my sister-in-law was sending me messages like of articles where I was like, no, that's not true.
Right.
But it got shared like that. That's just what like Twitter became. All the email forwards that like crazy alt-right Republican conservatives would send each other like, oh, here's Obama's madrasa, and it's like his school and whatever. And then there was no fact checking because someone would send it to you directly, and you'd be like, oh, I'll just send it to somebody else directly. There was no like news.
That's basically what WhatsApp is in Haiti right now.
Yeah. We got breaking news. Going out to the field. We have our field reporter, Stan Toulouse, out in the field. I said field too many times. What's going on out there, Stan?
Mike, it's 7 a.m. I'm late to work, and my uncle's been in the bathroom for about an hour. I don't hear anything. I'm scared. I don't think he's pooping. He hasn't turned on the shower, and I hate his guts. Back to you, Mike.
Stan, are we concerned about his life? Is he possibly dead? Do we have an Elvis Presley situation?
Probably not. He's just an asshole.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Just an asshole.
Be safe out there, Stan. Be safe. No,
What is the appropriate like voodoo response to him? Turn him into a cat.
Whoa.
My students have just been really on this, like convincing me about like what voodoo does and how Haiti is mysterious.
It doesn't exist. I mean, I have to say that as a second generation Haitian American.
Will you get disowned?
Yeah, I have to say it doesn't. It's not real because you don't know. I don't know if it's real. Like I'll tell you something. I
will unequivocally tell you that it's not real.
Yeah.
I will 100% tell you.
But like I've seen some shit that makes me question. Like there was a guy we rented out. A family rented our basement apartment to, and he just decided we don't want to pay rent anymore. And we couldn't say anything because it was a basement apartment. You're not supposed to rent those out in New York. So when he finally did move out. My mom changed the locks. One day on a Saturday morning, I wake up and to this like loud buzzing sound. Apparently, what he had done is he put raw meat underneath the staircase, and it formed maggots. Maggots became flies, everywhere. He wrote on the walls in like some weird language that it wasn't Creole, and I don't know what it was. And it was really bad. So my mom was like, she didn't let me come home. She was like, after school, go to your cousin's house first, and we don't come home.
He wrote on the walls in something visible or something the flies were attracted to, so there was words and flies.
No.
Ooh, very good
Right?
twist.
He should have done that.
That would have
honestly.
been great. Yeah,
I'd have been like, okay,
sugar on the like.
Okay, you win. I'm moving. We're done.
He wasn't that clever. He used a Sharpie. But like he put like holes in the ceiling or whatever. And I it's on video.
How is this
cassette.
voodoo? This guy just sounds like an asshole.
No, he's definitely an asshole. But like my mom was like this because he was Haitian. So my
Right.
mom was like, this guy is trying to put a curse on us and yada yada yada. So like for a while,
Here's
we didn't go
what I'll
down
tell you,
there.
because Cubans got Santeria, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I'll tell you that it doesn't matter if it only has power in the
If you
people
believe it.
if the people who believe in it.
Yeah.
Because then then you start acting different, you start doing different shit, and then you kind of curse yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't believe it, you'd be like, man, just fucking put meat in my stairs.
Yeah.
What kind of asshole puts meat on this?
First
what?
off, waste of meat.
Yeah. What a waste of meat.
You know.
Not for
Secondly,
the flies.
we have to clean. True. We have to clean all that shit up. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bernard.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Stan, thank you so much for being here. What would you like
Always
to
a
promote
pleasure.
before you go?
You can. We have. I do a podcast, 2 podcasts. That's My Shit podcast on iTunes, and I just started doing a movie review podcast. Nobody's movie reviews.
What is it called?
Nobody's movie reviews.
Nobody's.
Because we're nobodies.
Oh, gotcha.
But we spelled it wrong with an apostrophe
Well-
instead of an IES. But whatever.
You're an unsung hero in my book. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Stan Talui. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, John Smith.
Hey.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's me.
It is you.
How's it going?
Thank you so much for being here. Breaking news.
Yeah.
This just in. What is?
I'm afraid this is going to be the episode everyone finds out I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you not up to date on the news? I have articles to choose from if you would like to.
Well, the thing is, I try to be, but it's a lot. It's so much.
There really is a lot of news.
It's just this fucking constant current of fire that I'm sticking my hand in every now and then. And
right.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Is there something in your news in the news of your world?
I mean, we'll get back to that bit later. Let's talk about the news still.
Oh no, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about like what is the pop culture that you follow in terms of in the gay art world?
Oh,
or
that also changes constantly.
Well, I see you on Twitter responding to stuff. You know what's going on a little bit. What's happening in the
Mostly, I'm
Twitter?
just rolling my eyes at other people freaking out all the time. That's the other thing. Is just it's such a to answer a question you've been asking everybody, I just kind of tend to look at Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
And it's everyone's reaction. 99% of what I follow are queer socialist comic artists.
That's
very specific.
That's so specific.
Yeah, very specific, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they have opinions.
Yeah.
This might shock you.
Yeah. Wait. Someone with that many demographics that they got to fill in have opinions.
That's the thing that kind of extra. So part of the reason it's so hard for me to deal with it is because I feel very torn because I have my own political beliefs and stuff like that, but my family is super conservative and super religious. And I understand them to be good people, but I am friends with 95% people who are anybody who even thinks vaguely like that is a bad person. And I'm and I'm just kind of in between and yeah. And I understand, yes, I feel the world has the viewpoints of a lot of people have become so black and white, and in some cases they should be Nazis. We should not be against. Let me reaffirm: bad Nazis bad. Nazis bad.
Nazis bad.
Nazis are bad.
If there's one thing that we can all agree on this show, Nazis bad.
Nazis bad.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I That was not me having trouble coming to that conclusion. It was me trying to figure out the words and just coming to the simplest words I could say.
Punch Nazis. Nazis bad.
It was literally just me devolving into Frankenstein.
Yeah. Fire
bad.
Yeah. I will say I do love a good Nazi punching story. The video, whenever they show like Nazis getting punched, I fucking love it.
That's the best.
There's the one of that dude. I forget what city he was in, but he's like wearing like a black leather jacket and the Nazi armband.
Yeah.
And then the guy like steps to him and he puts his hands up like, no, please. And then the guy just like takes a second and then just winds up and just knocks him out like out cold. And I love that one. It's my favorite Nazi
the
punching
best.
video.
Yeah.
And he gets knocked the fuck out.
Or even that senator in New Zealand, like last week, that after the shooting, he was like, well, you know, whatever he said, the fucking kid hits him with an egg. It was great.
Egg boy, yeah. That guy's a national hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
That's the other problem of getting your information from Twitter. I just found out what Egg Boy was now, but I did see everybody talking about Egg Boy, but it was at the point where it had like
we're like, what is that?
Mutated into a meme at that point.
Yeah, like is this a new video game? What are we talking about?
I could never find the source of it, and I was just like, okay, whatever, it's Egg Boy.
Can I recommend a news source to you?
Sure.
Like I know, I think the Daily Show and John Oliver. I think those are two really good.
I do watch John Oliver.
Those are really good places to get news.
I watched John Oliver. It's not what?
Right, yeah. Those aren't really breaking news sources, but
no. But you're right about that. Getting a lot of information. I think it also drives the news because John Oliver would do a story, and then for the rest of the week, there's the reaction to the story because he dives.
They
deep
do it
on
so
shit.
well.
Really
with the
good job.
hashtags and everything. It's great.
And like also like a lot of the 24-hour places, like 24-hour news things are literally just throwing darts.
Yeah.
Because some things are going so slow when it comes to the fucking
CNN headline news, MSNBC, all of those places.
Yeah. They're just
like during the day,
constantly.
you can just see like, I hope somebody says something stupid because we need something to cover.
Yeah, and then
Most of the
Trump
time
says
it's them.
something stupid. And
Absolutely,
then here we are.
it's a never fail system.
And just like everyone, that's the thing, looking at Twitter and looking at a lot of my socialist queer friends and stuff, and like looking at the way they constantly infight with each other and everything. I'm just going into this like next election being like, oh, we're losing, we're not going to win.
Yeah. There's so much bullshit.
We can't.
Yeah.
Like, because Republicans, they get together for a cause. It doesn't matter.
They get together so much that when people say, hey, your cause might not be correct, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
What's our
exactly.
cause?
It just causes them to dig their heels in deeper.
This just in breaking news, going out to the field. We're going out to field reporter John Smith. What's going on out to John?
Well, Mike, earlier this week, John was found at his therapist office causing a long pause so long that his therapist cut his session off half an hour early. John then proceeded to go home, ruin 3 days worth of meals, and then he looked at cats on the internet he can't adopt and cried a little.
Very exciting story, John. Keep us informed.
How long was this pause?
It was I just wasn't like. I was in a bad I was in a bad place at therapy. I don't know. I was in like a cranky mood.
That's the place to be in those moods, though. That guy's supposed to be the one to listen to you be cranky.
Yeah, I know, but I think it was more so just like I didn't have like I got to a point of like I don't know what because I feel like I'm fairly aware of my flaws and like the things that are my problems, and I just kind of like summed up like the three things that I keep running into. Which is like, parent stuff, art stuff, and gay stuff. I don't know what you want from me.
That's like, that is like the unified theory of therapy.
Yeah.
That's like E equals MC gay stuff of therapy. Where you're like, I got family stuff, I got art stuff, and I got gay stuff. What do you want to talk about?
And I was just like, I don't know. And then there was just this long pause, and he goes, I mean, we could end it early.
What?
Nah, he had plans. Fuck that.
Yeah. I'm also definitely the last patient or like person he has. So sometimes I'm like, he's not listening to me. he's just also like he has a
You need to
session
get
right
another
before
therapist.
me. Like,
You need to get another therapist.
Yeah,
then.
man. He had
no,
tickets to see
he's
Captain
fine.
Marvel.
He's
He said,
fine.
"Fuck
He's
you."
great.
All
He's
right.
great. I'm
just
saying he's not listening to me for comedy
Is
purposes.
this one of those things where you, like when you're in a relationship and you like bitch about your girlfriend for a second, but that's all you do when you're around a specific group of friends?
No,
and
no.
they think your girlfriend is terrible? I don't know. I've never
You
done that.
would
but-
notice me when I do that because I have found myself doing that about like previous roommates.
Where they
I just-
sound like monsters, like to the
Yeah.
people who only hear
Yeah.
that side of it, it sounds so. Like to me, your therapist sounds like kind of a dick.
Yeah,
to,
I will
right
say
now. 'Cause that's all
one
I know.
time he did tell me to grow up.
That's not. Nah, that's
Now I
come on.
feel like again, like
Yeah.
the pájaro. Fair. How did he say that? Because it could sometimes be warranted.
It was a positive way, but still, I was just like, those are harsh terms.
Yeah.
but at
You're
the
like-
same time, he did say he wishes he could reach across and shake me.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
My
But
therapist
at least
told me that one
he
time, too,
sounds
though.
like he cares.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. It was good. But yeah, no, it was definitely like the half an hour. I was like, oh man, I definitely.
I had to have this conversation in therapy where I had to tell my therapist that she told me that she was afraid to be too confrontational with me because of my size. And she was, and then I was like, "What does that mean?" She's like, "I'm not really a confrontational person." I'm like, "That's what I need." And she's like, "Well, sometimes you get a little animated," and I'm like, "Well, that's true." Like,
Well, she's
that's
a
bad.
therapist,
And
man.
then I forget. You forget that you're 6'4", 250 pounds. Like you
But
forget.
she's
and
a
then-
therapist. She should be able to tell that you're a pussy.
Yes. Yes. E equals MCK stuff. Come on. But what I'm saying is that I had to have that conversation where I was like, we've fallen into this like routine, but like you need to tell me when I'm wrong. Like
Yeah.
you need to challenge me when I'm wrong. Like, that's why I'm here. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue doing the same dumb
Yeah,
shit.
I do feel like my therapist isn't challenging me enough, which makes me think I'm right all the time. He also did tell me that I have to be like, he was never going to stop me from being narcissistic because like I'm so not narcissistic. Like I'm so like
Yeah.
I like beat myself up constantly, and I just looked. I was like, what if you just made me a monster? Yeah. Like, what if you just gave me permission? You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, we don't want you to be a monster. Thank you for sharing that with us, John. I appreciate that. That's very personal, but I think it's very funny. Also, I'm super proud of that unified theory of therapy is fantastic because I think you can definitely use that to filter everything he says.
I mean, it is literally the three things that filter my entire life.
Yeah.
I don't know, like.
That's pretty good. Damn, that's really good. John, thank you so much for giving me now a thing that I will process everything through now. What would you like to promote before you go?
I post artwork online at Vox the Devil.
Vox the Devil.
VOX the Devil.
Is there any? And are you showing? No, you didn't.
What?
Get in. I was going to say something about a con that I don't think.
I did get into a con this finally after a lot of rejection.
Well,
Also, wait, fourth thing, religion stuff. That also gets worked in there. That doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Religion stuff.
that might be
That's family and
stuff.
gay stuff.
That
It all
might be.
goes in there. Never
Yeah.
mind. I'm sorry.
That's everything. That's all of them.
But anyway, I got into a 5 Points festival. It's going to be in Greenpoint, June 1st and 2nd.
Fantastic.
I will be selling artwork there. Brendan will be there with me.
That's right.
Probably selling books and things that we've worked together on.
Oh shit. That's a teaser for something in the future that you'll tell us about.
Yeah, something in the future, yes.
Something in the future. Stay
But
tuned.
yes, more importantly, follow me at Vox the Devil. Like my art. Make me have less to talk about in therapy.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, John Smith. Coming up next, special interview, MVP, hero. No. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Elvis motherfucking Duran.
Hell yes.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Thanks, guy. All right, cool. Whoa, I just sunk into that seat.
Who?
What's up?
We're gonna go fast though, but yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
How's it
you know
going,
what? We're
Elvis?
running out of time. We got to be done before 11.
Yeah,
What
let's
we're
do
gonna
this
do
quick.
is
Let's do this real quick.
we're gonna do. This is the roundup of the news articles. So we're just gonna go We're gonna go
Yeah,
fast.
I don't know what's been going on this week, but I do remember one that I was like, oh shit, fascinated, where there was a train conductor that was smoking crack during while he was at work.
What?
This was like a 1992 story or some shit. Yeah. This was on the papers. This was on the news. It was a fucking 4 train that derailed. Oh my god, that was the first
Because
time.
the guy was smoking crack?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and they fucking derailed the 4 train.
I didn't know you could go that
there was
far
footage.
back.
It was like I saw it on the news. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Wait, so what? So.
Yeah. That's one of the ones I can remember. That was a famous headline.
Yeah,
You
wait.
know, that was a famous headline.
Yeah, look, there's also other like man walks on moon, famous
yeah,
headline.
Yeah, I know, but that was the one I remembered where I was like, holy shit, dude, don't do crack.
So what's going on right now in the news? Your world. Do you follow any news?
No, I haven't, man. I ain't got no no
How do you-
cable, no none of that good stuff.
You don't watch any of that stuff on your phone? You don't Google anything?
No, not really.
What's the
I don't
news
know.
of
I kind
your?
of suck, but I do like some of the, the hottest news anchor ladies.
Wait,
mine is Sade Benoit.
Which one's that one?
Sade Benoit on Channel 7, man.
No.
Oh, you don't know Sade Benoit?
I
She's
don't
got
wa- I
killer
don't-
fucking biceps, man. Yo, dude, she wears like super tight like outfits. She looks
There is-
amazing, and
there
I feel
is
like
that
she's
element.
battling with Liz Cho, who's also hot, but I don't really like her.
Wait, that's become a thing of the anchor lady,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
news ladies being all kinds of like hot, and especially the weather lady.
Yeah.
is always
but
is
they're
always
all
really
kind of
hot.
hot now,
Especially on Spanish television. The Spanish television weather ladies are the
yeah.
hottest women on the
Whoa,
planet.
Whoa,
They are
super hot. It's too
bonkers.
hot.
It's like society puts
Too
expectations on women. Weird.
Yeah.
Way too hot. It's just
It's-
like, whoa, would you just give me the weather?
There was a
Just give me the weather.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing about the weather is that
Lotto.
like in Miami, especially when it would get like really serious, where there was like a storm coming or like a hurricane. That's when all of a sudden you look on the news and the weather lady's not there anymore. And it's just some old dude from the National Weather Service.
Because
It
it's
was like-
serious.
yeah, it gets
now
serious.
it's serious.
They're like, we need to
It's
get
not
this lady
talking
out of here.
It's sunny and you could go out and hang out.
Yeah, well,
Now
because
it's serious shit.
that's also no joke of mine. Like if I would have known, if I would have known what I know now, I would have in college. I would have been a meteorology major. Because
Yeah.
apparently it's just choked with hot ladies that are become meteorologists.
Yeah.
Forget about drama or theater or whatever. It's meteorology school. That's the one you want to go to.
No, but I remember the derailing of the 4 train. Here's a little sad one. This one's kind of messed up. I'll tell you real quick. I remember another story that it was like some kid going to school and then a gang like got him up, like tied him up, and then they fucking set the kid on fire. And then fucking that was some sad shit. And then he survived and he made it out all burnt up, but he was like happy to be alive. And it was on for like 4 days. I was like, this is some sad shit. How the fucking pieces of shit? Why would you do this?
I do hate when there's a news story and then they just like lean into the victim, like they lean into like shoving a camera in everybody's face, like when they're mourning or something. I do not enjoy that
one. No, they went in one. But I do listen to 1010 Wins. This is John Montone. I love John Montone.
Wait, what is 1010
This is
Wins?
John Montone. 1010 Wins. Yeah, 1010
Oh,
Wins
it's
is the
sports?
shit. No, 1010 Wins is just like regular like news that always shows up like every 10 minutes. It's like telling you over and over again the news that they're gonna tell you a little later on, but they tell you
Oh,
like
yeah.
no,
That's the radio
this
news.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah, the radio
1010
news is-
Wins, man. 1010 Wins. That's a classic.
What? So where do you get your news?
Nah, I don't fuck with the news anymore, bro.
No,
I
but
used
like,
to read the newspaper. I used to watch the news on TV, but now I'm only stuck with 1010 Wins.
all right,
I
fair
was
enough.
down with New York One and shit, but then they got a little like a little hot shit. They're better. They're cooler now and stuff. I like it when like
wait,
news
I'm
is
hearing-
extremely boring.
I'm hearing reports. This just in.
Oh shit.
We're going to our field reporter, Elvis Duran. Not that one.
Oh, okay.
The other Elvis
Yeah,
Duran.
thank you. Thank the real levels.
Elvis, tell me what's going on in your life right
there's
now.
a firefighter trying to rescue a cat Turns out the cat isn't real. It's an art installation. Sorry,
Is
back
this-
to 1010 wins.
Is this what's happening? I'm asking about what's happening in your life right now.
I
Your
would like to
life.
believe
my
that's
life,
really what's
nothing interesting other than I love to strut. But I don't look at mirrors because I know I look great. I don't have to take a look at myself. I'm strutting and I look awesome.
Thank you, Elvis. Be safe out there.
Thank you very much. That's the news. That's all I got to say. That's what the news is. Just, I look great telling the news.
You're right. That is.
I just look great telling. No, but I do fucking love it when a news person gets busted for like domestic violence, whatever, and then that fucking piece of shit is fired and you don't ever know what the hell happened to them.
Yeah,
Matt Lauer, fuck you. I always hated you. You think you was fucking cute. You're a piece of shit. Yeah, I love it because, dude, they're always reporting all sad shit, all types of shit, and acting like, I don't do anything wrong. I don't do terrible shit. I don't smoke crack. I don't drink wine. Like whatever. I love it when they get busted.
Why are they
dude.
so antagonistic to you?
Yeah, I have a feeling this is a receptive thing, not an objective thing. Like they're
I
not
don't give
doing
a
that
shit,
to you.
man. Fuck news people.
Fuck these people trying to tell
Fuck
me
news
news.
people. They're not telling news. I like classic, old school, like 1960s, 70s, boring ass news. Just boring. Tell me the fucking
You're
news.
not wrong. You're not wrong. It should
not
be
that after they tell the
straightforward.
news and be like, oh my god, that's so cool.
All right. Elvis, thank you for being here. Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Yeah, yo, the Creek in the Cave. I'm also on the Terror Dome. What's up? Check it out with Frank Terranova, yo.
Terror Dome. The Creek in the Cave in Long Island City,
Yo,
Queens.
thank
Ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much,
give it up
guys.
for
Awesome.
Elvis Duran.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next, leave that one on the chair.
Yeah.
Coming up next, this just in, Bruno.
Yo,
Bruno, coming up
come
to the
on, Bruno.
stage. Bruno.
Come on down. He cut me
Elvis,
off. God damn you.
I'm
Elvis,
not
please, technical
gonna lie
difficulties.
to you. I don't know what the
What's
hell
up, buddy? This is your first time here, correct? You've
Yes.
been on the show. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
We're talking about the news. What's happening in the news right now that you have an opinion on?
Who the hell?
There's a lot. If you don't have a specific one in mind, I can go to the top stories.
The college admission
Yeah,
scandal.
it's come up.
What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I'll tell you, Elvis, you haven't shared your thoughts on the college
Oh man,
admission.
that shit sucks, man. Fuck those kids. Fuck those parents. That's some bullshit. That's some cheating shit.
Yeah.
I ain't down with that shit. Fuck
parents-
that. And the kids are dumb.
I've
Why
expressed
you gonna, like, who's saying it? That who should be like pushing for dumb kids?
It's true.
Like,
Yeah,
who
they're
should be
just
like-
dumb. But also, I think one of the things is that it's broke rich people that are doing it. It's like the fake rich people. And then, but one of the things also is that it's based on that whole lie that if you don't go to college, you can't be a success or anything. Like it's like overinflating college. You know?
Yeah, man.
I think it's weird that a lot of people are like surprised or offended by it. Like, what? We're in America. Why are you surprised that rich people are doing
That's true.
I think
fraudulent
I think
stuff?
a lot of people were surprised that it was illegal. Like they caught it. Like, I thought people have been doing this forever. It was illegal this whole time.
That's
but it's
true.
illegal in a different way. They were straight up doing like bribes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you donate to the college, that's a different story.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you get your news?
How do I get my news?
Do you follow the news?
I don't. I have Twitter.
You have Twitter. That's your go-to.
Yeah. I don't
Fuck, it's
get
loud
news. I
back
get
there, huh?
news.
It's loud. It's
commentary.
loud out there, isn't it? Yeah, it's yeah.
I don't follow the news. I follow news commentary. Commentary about the news.
On the news, a commentary on music. You said
Commentary about the news.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Get up
Twitter.
on that mic because I can't. I'm sure. Yeah, you're good. So you get your news through Twitter, like when people are talking about the
Right.
story.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
a meme news person.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the jokes and what are people's opinions
Fair enough.
about the news.
Do you write? Are you a comedian?
I'm not a comedian, but I've tried stand. I'm
Okay.
trying.
So yeah,
stand-up.
have you tried to write jokes based on current events, like
Nah.
late night, like monologue jokes?
Nah, I
No?
barely started. I'm just trying to get
Well, fair
good.
enough.
Yeah.
What would you?
Wait, first of all, What's your name?
My name is Mike Mercadal. I'm
Mike
the host
Mercadal.
of Unsung Heroes.
You're from
Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida. 305 to 305. Yeah, nice.
305,
nice.
that's right.
Nice.
Where are you from originally, Bruno?
Originally, Nigeria.
That's different than Miami, but and then you moved.
And then I moved to Dallas, and then I moved to Bronx.
As a kid, or did you
I
grow
moved
up?
to Dallas when I was 10, and then I moved here last summer.
Was there like, were you aware of like the stuff going on in Nigeria, like the current events, or was it more of like were you too young?
Yeah, I was way too young at that age.
There wasn't any stories that you would hear
All
about.
I knew about Nigeria was my family was trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, fair enough.
To America.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all.
This just in, we're going out to our field reporter, Bruno. Bruno, tell me what's going on right now in your life.
I
A story
am
of your life.
outside Monica's window. She's taking off her shirt.
Oh shit!
And
This is-
titty action.
Okay, we're coming back. We're coming
Busted.
back. Bruno,
Busted.
you're fired. Bruno, you are fired.
You're fired.
That is incredibly not what we were going for.
Well, you said what was going on in my life at this current time. It's what? Is it
Is
too
this-
early to be looking out Monica's window at 3 a.m.?
It's okay. Like I said before, the newscasting people, they do some dirtbag shit and they get busted.
Yeah, they get busted.
It's okay. They're human. They're only human.
Is this real? Are you confessing to a crime?
Wait, this was a crime?
This.
Are you peeping
Wait,
Tom? Yeah,
is
no. I'm
this
talking
a
about
crime?
what's a real story in your, like, if you were to report on an event in your life that's happening right now.
Oh, an event in my
what's
life.
the headline?
Shit. The fuck is he doing?
Yeah, Bruno found doing
Bullshitting?
specifically stating that he
was not looking at Monica's window.
Yeah.
We'll stop.
He is not a pervert. Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
I'm
Okay,
trying to
I
just.
see you were-
I'm trying to get you to share the specific. This is like when they do those late night interviews and the guy's giving one word answers. What I'm asking, is there something that happening in your life, like a literal event that happened this
You
week?
mean personally? Is there
Yeah,
a personal?
not
well,
a
I'm going
bit.
to New Orleans tomorrow.
You're
for
going
this weekend. This weekend, yeah, I'm going,
You're going
to
to New Orleans after Mardi Gras?
When is Mardi Gras?
It just passed.
No, I'm going to a conference.
That's true, actually.
No.
You're going for work or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's not a bad place to have work conferences, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and my only obligation is Sunday afternoon for 2 hours. So literally from Friday to Tuesday, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Please stay sober enough to get to your thing
Nice.
on Sunday. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is make it to Sunday.
I'll try.
Bruno, thank you so much for
Yo,
being here.
thank you.
What would you like to promote? So you're going to promote some stuff, and then you're going to slide over and be the co-host for the next person.
This is fun.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Thank you.
How often does this happen? This is
Yo,
fun.
Every Thursday
baby, every
night at
Thursday.
8 p.m. at the Creek in the Cave in Long.
Come through.
Let me
isn't
fucking
bad.
get the plug in, Elvis. The Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens,
Fucking guy.
every Thursday at 8 p.m. What would you like to promote?
Nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, promoting nothing. Give it up for
that.
Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
Bruno, coming up next.
Slide on down.
A round of applause for Maura Soteria. What's up, Mara?
How's it going, Mike?
Hello. What's up? Mara Satirical.
More
You look very
satirical, laying down
What's up?
satirical material.
Mara,
What's
what-
up?
We're talking about the news, breaking news. What's
Breaking
happening
news.
this week? Is there anything currently in the news that you are obsessing over?
Why, yes, Mike. In tech news, there is a Chinese phone company whose phone listens in on you. I actually own that phone.
You own the spy phone?
Yeah, the Huawei.
Yeah.
The Huawei, yeah.
That's the model and everything?
Well, no, the Huawei is the brand, so this one is called Honor, but it like spies, and also it stops every about 4 to 6 months, it stops sending texts, it stops receiving texts, and then I have to reboot it and delete all my info. So I'm going to lose everybody's. I got to write down everybody's number before I lose them.
Old school. You're going analog. Yeah.
I know.
I've been there.
I know. And then
So wait. So you're saying that the what was discovered as the Huawei phones that are listening to people? Is there anything?
they're hearing this nonsense right
What
now.
don't you want them to
They
listen?
hear so many dick jokes. We're
Yeah,
just bombarding the Chinese with bad premises.
Have you heard the latest thing? So in video gaming, there's a lot of Chinese scammers online. Like there's a lot of people online that are cheating and
You mean like making spyware
no,
games?
they're like playing online games. and like World of Warcraft.
Are they like farming?
Ape-
you mean?
Probably any online game. There are apparently Chinese hackers that go in there and they cheat and they play and they score. But what people are doing in the chat is that they will type in Tiananmen Square Massacre 1989, and then what that happens is that the government-sponsored internet in China will shut them down. So they are combating Chinese hackers by literally,
With history, with
hey,
facts."
remember this event that you're denying ever happened? That's Chinese, the Tiananmen Square massacre, and then the Chinese internet service is like, oh fuck, click, and turns them off.
Also, I used to work for a company teaching English to kids in China. The 3 T's we couldn't talk about were Tiananmen, Taiwan, and Tibet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You're like, don't talk about the 3 T's. Oh, so the kids were very homophobic, or one kid was homophobic. He liked this singer, and then next week he's like, I don't like him. He is gay.
Oh no! So it was Lance Bass. So it said Lance Bass. Okay, he's a big.
It was Troye Sivan. Yeah,
Who's that? I
He's
do
like this
not know who Troye
Australian-
Sivan is. He wrote a song about bottoming. It must have been. If only there were clues that he was gay. If only that we would have known. Mara, how do you get your news?
Actually, CNN. I subscribe to an email from CNN. It's like 5 things.
Oh, like the top headlines and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like, okay, so we're all comedians, but like, and every year NBC takes like packets for joke writing. So I want to get better at joke writing. You know.
Yeah, to do like monologue jokes.
Nice.
Yeah.
What? No.
Well, if you get
No,
hired
no,
as a
you-
writer for monologue jokes.
No, they're timely jokes, like jokes about the Anyway.
Yeah.
Nice. Good luck with that, though.
I have some. I remember I had some like jokes that did really, really well that were very time sensitive, and it hurts me that I can't do them anymore. Like I remember getting such good laughs with them. It's like an old relationship or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember the good times.
Yeah. Can't use that anymore. Well, no, I mean, suppose I should get good at Twitter, whatever. Like
Whatever.
I'm not. Also, you can kind of reuse jokes.
Kinda.
I mean,
I go through my Facebook memories every now and again. I'll be like, oh, I could do that again. No one really saw that one. Click. I was just, that was pretty good. I'll hold on to that one.
You know how every like 8 months Gwyneth Paltrow does something nuts or
Yeah.
like
Goop. There's some goop bullshit. Yeah.
Goop.
Up. This just in. We're going out to the live reporting from the field. Ladies and gentlemen, our field reporter, Mara Satiriel. Mara, what's going on in your life right now?
What's going on in my life right now? Well, besides the phone thing, it's spring break. I don't.
MTV News reporting live from the Beach House, 87. We're going spring break with Mara Satiriel.
Spring break. Well, Mike, here in the field in sunny Newark, New Jersey, I am not teaching at Rutgers this week. What are my students doing? Fuck all. They are not doing their lab reports. What am I doing? Cleaning my house. How does it feel? It feels pretty bad, pretty great. Back to you, Mike.
Be safe out there, Mara. Going out with more news. Kurt Loder. Oh, is he a bad guy too, Kurt Loder? Oh. Every time you get mad at something I say, Toby, I'm always like, oh no, they're a pedophile, or oh no, they're a rapist. I was unaware. Mara, thank you so much for being here. What would you like to promote before you go?
I'm gonna be roasting someone in South Amboy at 9 p.m. on Monday. I shouldn't.
That's super specific.
Even I'm not proud of this book. No. Oh man, I think there's a $200 prize. It's at. Yeah,
I'm glad you said it for real, because at first it sounded like you were just gonna like yell at people in the street in South Amboy, whatever, in New Jersey.
One day, when you least expect it, I'll go to South Amboy and roast you.
Yeah, it's like if you happen to be at a bar in New Jersey in South Amboy, I'm gonna roast your ass in the parking lot.
Why don't you get some better shoes?
Boom, roasted. And then you get back in your car.
You dress like the before from Queer Eye.
Boom. Can't possibly be talking about me. I'm the after. Mar, is there anything else you'd like to promote? What's your socials?
Okay, my social media, not my. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your social security number?
That's a weird. Mara Satirical on Twitter and Instagram, and yeah,
They can follow you there. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mara Satirial. Coming up next, is Calvin here? Coming up next, closing out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toby Nelson.
Hi.
Thank you, Bruno. Good first. A round of applause for Bruno. He did a good first try.
Bruno.
Solid first try. Thank you so much, Toby. What's up?
Hey,
What?
not much. I was on the show earlier tonight. I got a nice tape.
Good for you.
Andrea took a.
What was the show? I know it's the.
it's part of the Bad Bitch Revolution Comedy Festival.
That's what it's
that,
called.
Jax Deloso hosts, and I think this might have been the last night. There might be another one tomorrow.
Is this going to be a regular thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been
Fantastic.
going on for like 5 days or so.
Okay, great.
Here at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, and then there's also another edition out west
Hell yeah.
in LA. So
Toby, let's talk about it. We're getting into the news.
Oh yeah.
Is there something currently breaking news this week that you are want to talk about? Yeah.
No one fucking kids that I didn't already know about, but I will say
Fucking
Wendy
kids?
Williams' husband. Okay, Wendy Williams is currently living in a sober living house, and she said this on her show.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That on Twitter.
All right, and her husband said to he's been cheating on her for a long time with a specific woman. And he said, like on tape or something where she's got it on the record, that he can't leave Wendy because she's got all the money.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
But he's been cheating on her for a long time with this woman, and he apparently, which I didn't know before, like abused Wendy, like hit her and shit like that, and like. So this is a bad man.
Yeah, it's a bad guy.
And like, we all, Wendy Williams, say what you will about her, but
she's in the sober house was a big deal because she's out of her house, but also
she's a fucking millionaire easy. She has one of the most popular talk shows, but she's living in a sober living house right now because she's dedicated to getting her shit together.
Yeah.
And this man is treating her like trash, and like, obviously it's nobody's fault technically.
Is she not divorcing him?
No, she's not going
because of the money, or because he's going to take half of her stuff.
She fucking loves the guy. Like she's
Stockholm.
Is that?
Yeah, exactly. They've been together for 20 years
well, maybe
or
her
something like
sober
that.
living will bring some
that's
logic.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, some
because
reality.
Maybe her sobriety sponsor will be like the Super Jack dude.
Oh God, I hope. I would love for her to meet Tay Diggs from Stella got her groove back kind of thing, and get her
I'm trying to find
get
a
her
fun
groove
story.
back,
Yeah. How Wendy, but in all fairness, Wendy Williams has said some horrible shit. She's not necessarily the best person. She's
absolutely.
a shitty person too. So I'm not necessarily. I'd never want to see somebody suffering
did she
from
say?
addiction. But also, she's also an asshole.
She says a lot of wild shit, especially about gay folks and
she said a bunch of homophobic, transphobic stuff. She's an asshole.
But yes, she is an
I'm
asshole.
sorry
but I
she's
also
going through
don't
this,
want
but she's
her.
also an
I
asshole.
also don't want her to die.
Yeah,
You know what I
don't
mean?
want anyone to
Like-
suffer from
Yeah.
addiction and abusive relationship. Like fuck, I do not want as a person. I don't want bad things to happen. to
Yeah,
her. But I also don't want to
exactly.
make it seem like she's a holy entity.
No, absolutely. She's not. No one's perfect. She's
Right.
but her husband is treating her like trash, and this other woman is very brazenly telling the tabloids and stuff that he would be with her, except for the fact that Wendy is the one with the money.
Right.
Like that's
pretty
fucking
fucked up.
terrible.
Is that dominating the news cycle this week?
Well, I was trying to think of something that people hadn't necessarily talked about
Sure.
already, and that came out yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm trying to think of
obviously there's Operation Varsity Blues, which I
okay.
which
So,
I referred to you when I posted about it initially.
I am now making it because we've done it here one time before. We did a screening when we did Groundhog Day on Groundhog Day.
What?
And
Really?
This was years ago. This is like 2 years ago.
Okay, so you are going to do our Varsity Blues screening.
I'm motherfucking doing Varsity
Yes!
Blues. And we're going to do a screening of Varsity Blues and we're going to do commentary.
No, neither have I, and neither has Andrea,
Yeah.
neither has... and you, so like...
The Unsung Heroes family has not seen.
Yeah.
A bunch of
But
you
that's
have
the
not
one
seen.
with the whipped cream on the hoop.
Yes.
Is it? I
Yes.
only know it's the I don't want your life.
Yeah.
Because James Vanderbeek joked about that.
Because they called
this
the
week.
scandal of Varsity Blues.
It's literally the the FBI official name
Yeah.
for this investigation is Operation Varsity Blues. And so fucking
perfect.
James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek and Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23.
And Varsity Blues.
Okay, I was just hoping for a cheer on Don't Trust the Bitch because I love that show.
Nobody
and then
saw that
obviously,
show. I know it's good. I
It
know
was
it's
really,
great.
really good.
I mean,
and
I
you
saw it
should.
on my Hulu and scrolled past it.
No. You actually should watch it. It's secretly hilarious. But
Secretly?
he plays himself on that show. And the main character is played by Kristen Ritter, and he
Yeah.
is her ex-boyfriend / best friend, and he's so self-aware and so funny, and he's
very funny
Yeah, his
in
social
interviews and
media
stuff,
is very
yeah.
funny
Yeah.
also. So obviously, he's the guy from Varsity Blues. So
Well, we're
he
gonna
posts
do it.
something
We're
that's
gonna do
like
a screening.
he's like, if only there was a phrase that these kids could say to their parents that sums up,
How they feel.
their
Yeah.
like disappointment with this situation, which is, I don't want your life, which is something Mike says almost every show. And so
There
like-
has to be either a first. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's not
Oh,
just Varsity
hackers
Blues.
or-
It's either hackers or Varsity Blues
Or
have to get
Varsity
mentioned
Blues,
at
yeah.
some point on every episode.
Yeah.
And we've done it. We've accomplished our goal. Oh,
Yeah.
late breaking news. This just in. We're going out to the field. Field reporter Toby Nelson. What's going on in your life?
In my life. Sorry, Alex got my. I'm sorry, Alex Murray got my Les Miserables reference just there. He's also the person I've been recording with for the amazing audiobook / podcast, Cthulhu in the Deep South. We definitely busted out an episode, two episodes, 2 chapters today that were fucking fantastic. Also, I just finished watching Dairy Girls, which somebody mentioned earlier. And I finished watching Shrill by Lindy West, which starring A.D. Bryant, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And you should all see it. And I read a book.
Well,
What?
And finally, sorry. I read a book called Famous Men Who Never Lived, which is by an amazing author called KHS. And I realized when I read the aftermath, what is that called? The acknowledgments
epilogue.
that she and I were friends in college. And
Oh.
so I'm very excited to promote this amazing book that's really good.
What's it called?
It's called Famous Men Who Never Lived. And it's about it's about in an alternate universe of ours, there's a big nuclear event. And so the people from that universe, about 100,000 of them are able to come through to ours.
Oh.
And they are universally displaced people. So it's about them adjusting to
that's
a
dope.
complete alternate universe, which diverged in 1910. And it's
Wow.
really good.
Thank you, Toby, our pop
Absolutely.
culture critic
Oh, yeah,
/ To
for
Catch
sure.
a Predator host. Here we
Yes.
go. No, you slid right into plugs on that too. Is there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
The movie Us by Jordan Peele is coming out this weekend. I'm really excited to see it. Obviously, Cthulhu in the Deep South. We're gonna publish at in April. Started from Degrassi. Now we here. We have 1 episode until the end of this season. And the Bad Bitch Revolution Comedy Festival, hosted by Jack Stoloso, was fucking fantastic here at the Creek of the Cave in Long Island City. And also, my dog Sir Davos is really nice.
Yes, a round of applause. The best Sir Davos, the best dog in the room.
Thank you for watching him while I was upstairs.
Yeah, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Toby Nelson. Thank you so much. Why is the music not kicking in? Chris Hansen, yeah. Are we here? Did we? Everybody, that's the end of the show. I'd like to thank all of our field reporters for coming out and sharing with us stories from their lives. You can follow us at Zeros on Heroes on all social media, at Mike Mercadal on everything. You can listen to this every Friday. It posts every Friday, but you can also come every Thursday and be on the show at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens, 8 p.m. every Thursday. Thank you all for being here. Late breaking news. This just in. Remember to go out and be a